Okay, good afternoon, everybody. Hey, I'm going to have a little debate. Actually, no, not debate today. What am I talking about? Debate's Friday. Well, I will be having a little debate, but it won't be on Friday with the King Crocoduck, Kent Hovind, which we'll be discussing in a little while. But first, I wanted to talk a little bit about G-Man going on the Drunken Peasants and outright lying his ass off. Not a big surprise. He actually had messaged me and saying that he was going to go on Drunken Peasants, say shit about me and then not name me. Matter of fact, I even have the screenshot of that, and I will be making a video of him saying that he's going to do this, even though yesterday I had specifically told him what I actually believe, which was that if you believe in a God, you cannot be an atheist. So he decided to go on the Drunken Peasants and say that he knew somebody, or somebody had told him, supposedly, that you can still believe in God and still be an atheist. Now, obviously, that's bullshit because that's a contradiction. The live chat is not working for some reason, so give me 1 second here and figure out. Yeah, Mutable, send the link out. I have the link in the other chat. Dragnut just finished off his. While you're doing that, let me figure out what's wrong with my live chat real quick. Well, maybe not. Maybe just people aren't chatting in it, which is unusual, but let me do a test. Now it says invalid parameters. So let me try again here. Let me get my. I like to have the chat recorded for posterity, but I'll fix that in 1 second here. So how many did anybody watch the Drunken Peasants thing? I watched it because I told Vadim I was going to watch it, so I watched a little bit when he was on, which, by the way, was hilarious because Vadim was really, really, really drunk. And there's this what's called, I've named it. It was called Applegate. He had talked about a story where he was at Applebee's and a bunch of girls were like doing all kinds of weird sexual stuff, and he had to leave that to come do the show for the Drunken Peasants. Oh, there we go. I think I fixed the live chat, so it's recording now. So they were just telling him that they thought he was lying with the whole story, and I could tell Vadim was actually telling the truth, but he was drunk. But yeah, I believe him. It's going to be called Applegate. That's what I'm going to call it, because they were dogging on Vadim pretty hard, and yeah, that it was kind of bullshit. Because like I said, I don't think Vadim was lying, but what did get me? Oh, by the way, I did watch Pimp Monk too. I told Pimp Monk I would watch him. He seemed completely out of it though. He seemed disinterested. I don't blame him. He's not been feeling well. But what got me was when G-Man, like I said, had messaged me or messaged the group saying that he was going to go on the Drunken Peasants and talk shit and not name who he was talking shit about. So there's no way I can possibly defend myself. And yesterday I had a hangout, which was very clear that my position was, if you believe in a deity, you cannot call yourself an atheist in any real way, right? I mean, obviously, in a nominal sense, I can say whatever I want. I can say I'm a unicorn. Doesn't make me a unicorn, right? So yes, somebody could actually say what they want, but doesn't mean that that's logically consistent. I cannot say I'm an atheist and believe in a deity. I don't think anybody would disagree with that. But however, G-Man has been attributing this salacious statement to me, which was something I've never said. He has no video where I've ever said that you could believe in a God, and I mean a deity, a supernatural being, and still consider yourself to be an atheist. Now, again, people can do what the hell they want, but can I, in good conscience, call somebody an atheist if I know they believe in a deity? No. No, it just makes no sense. And I would not call a theist an atheist for the same token. If Jade and Han Solo and Fiona, they say, we believe in a God, I'm not going to call them an atheist because they're not an atheist. It's silly to do so. It's the same token as as an atheist. Tony's an atheist. If I say, Tony, you're an atheist, but you say you now believe in God, should I still call you an atheist?
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't make any sense, does it?
No.
Yeah.
But nothing much. Are you talking about G-Man?
Yeah, his argument makes no sense. But like I said, he decided to go on... Whoa.
That's my daughter being a rat.
Okay. He decided to go on the Drunken Peasants and defame me. And of course they're asking, well, who you're talking about? And he wouldn't give my name. And they're like, well, that guy sounds like a dumbass. That's some stupid shit. And I'm like, well, of course it's stupid shit.
When did he get on the Drunken Peasants?
This morning. Yeah, he was on this morning.
Oh, he was.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
The link it out. By the way, the link to get in here is out there. It will get filled up. There's people coming over from the other Hangout right now. But if you want the link, it is out there. You just message me. I'll get it to you. Or I'll put it right now on the Great Debate Community Forum as well. But I just want anybody else watch that this morning. There's a couple. Actually, there was one. There was Insulin. What was his name? Insulin something. I can't remember his last name. But he was actually enough to donate $5 to the Drunken Peasants and say, hey, he's talking about Steve McRae, and, he's full, basically, G-Man's full of shit, because Steve McRae keeps kicking G-Man's ass.
Yeah, well, they should know that automatically. I'm sure they had to have.
They
placating him.
Because G-Man was basically saying, some anonymous person was saying, this is how bad atheist arguments are. And they're like, well, yeah, that's really stupid. And, of course, well, it is a stupid argument, and I don't know any atheist, agnostic, skeptic, or even a theist that would make such a dumb argument.
Steve, the good thing here is now you have a chance to get on the Drunken Peasants.
I don't care if I get on the Drunken Peasants or not.
It wouldn't be a bad thing.
Well, I care about
get
truth.
On there and call G-Man a dumbass with a lot more people, which they already know, though. But
yeah, no, I mean, I would defend myself, but I care about truth. So I'm going to be making a video where I show what he said this morning, and I show what the Hangout yesterday was. And the Hangout yesterday, Tony, you were there or not?
Yes.
Okay. I made it very clear my position. I said it multiple times. If you believe in a deity, you are not an atheist. And I don't know how else to clear to make it to G-Man. And for him to go on the Drunken Peasants, it has not changed.
It's not like it's changed. So
for him to go on the Drunken Peasants and outright lie and say that he knows somebody, right? Some ambiguous person that he knows that believes you can believe in a deity and still be an atheist. How is not the pinnacle of what a lie actually is?
Yeah, that's a complete lie. He's doing his dumbass little god, big god scenario.
Of course, but this is the problem here. This guy's supposed to be a Christian. Christians are supposed to be virtuous. They're supposed to not break the 9th commandment. But G-Man seems to have no problem breaking the 9th commandment. He has been corrected on this. Everybody has told him that is not what Steve believes. And yet, I mean, I'm not upset by it because we know G-Man does this. But at the same time, how could he in good conscience even consider himself to be a righteous Christian if he goes around lying about people and doesn't even have any remorse about it whatsoever? Because he's outright lying about what I said.
That's what makes me think it's all show, It's all for show. And he's not virtuous at all. He's not any of those words.
No, I don't want to play the No True Christian game. He is Christian. I just think he's a dishonest one. I'm not playing the No True Christian game. G-Man is a Christian, but he's a very, very dishonest Christian. And his own brothers won't call him out on it. Occasionally, Veckel might make a point here and there. But no, for the most part, they don't care about the truth. They'll agree with each other out of some sense of tribalism, regardless of what's factual or not. Matter of fact, they don't fact check anything. Any one of them can say anything to any one of the other ones, and they'll be like, yep. Oh, that's absolutely true. Oh, yep, Steve thinks like that.
That's what keeps them going, too, as long as they got someone stroking their ego and telling them everything's okay.
Well, it's some kind of camaraderie, sure. I mean, when Veckel found out about this, Veckel knows me pretty well. And did Veckel go, oh, yeah, that doesn't sound like Steve. I can't see if Steve's really saying something like that. Oh, no. He's like, oh, that's what those guys do over there in Steve's room. Kind of shit, right? It's like if I heard that Hogtie Champ had become a flat earther, right? And even if Dragnot told me this, I would not be going, oh, really? Oh, shit. Well, yeah, I totally believe that. Yeah. No, I'd be like, Dragnot, I love you, brother. I do. You're one of my favorite people on YouTube. But I would have to get evidence from Dragnot that Hogtie Champ became a flat earther, right? I would want some kind of validation. It's not that I don't trust Drag, but maybe Drag misunderstood something. Maybe Drag, I don't know. Speak of the devil. Here he comes to defend himself. He's coming in. No, I'm just kidding. He is. But hey, Drag. So we're just talking about you. And then he leaves.
Yep. You couldn't take it.
See, this is what the atheists do.
Exactly.
You can't take the heat.
They get scared. They get put
scared.
in the corner and they run.
So, to Dragnot, are you there?
Wait. He's back. Okay.
I keep hitting the wrong fucking button.
You are having difficult times today.
Well, I'm in a war zone, too, so it probably didn't help.
Okay. And you mean that, like, colloquially, not like you're back in the army, right?
No, fuck.
Okay.
I thought about it for 2 seconds.
Well,
But no.
I was just using your name as an example because I was explaining how the tribalism over, unlike in the Cloud Car Posse, any one of them says anything, the rest of them are going to believe it. And I was using you as an example, saying, look, if Drag told me the Hogtie Champ had become a flat earther, as much as I love Drag, and as much as you're my favorite people in this community, and you know you are because I love you in a man kind of way, I would still be going, hey, Drag, I need some evidence for that. I know Hogtie well enough to know I don't think he would ever become a flat earther, so I'm not outright calling Drag a liar. I'm just saying that I would require something of an evidential nature to support what Drag is saying. I don't think there's anything wrong with that, but you don't see that on the other side, right?
No, you don't.
You don't.
They'll literally believe anything. Like it doesn't matter. Like unless you said G-Man is a homosexual, like something like that.
They might believe.
If someone,
Or they won't believe.
I mean, they would be a bit skeptical about it at first, sure. But I think that would be that's the only thing that I can mention. Let me say that. But I don't see much skepticism expressed by them unless it's something they already don't agree with, which is interesting.
Somebody asked me in the live chat. They said, Pa Bomb said, "Are you worried that the Drunken Peasants are going to believe G-Man?" No, couldn't care less because one, they didn't know the name. Well, somebody had put it in the super chat that it was me, but they don't really know who I am. I've talked to Paul Eagles once years ago. They don't know who I am. But it's not really the fact of them believing, but they will believe that somebody said it, right? G-Man made the argument that somebody said this, so they're not gonna even question. Well, yeah, I don't believe somebody said that. Where's the evidence for that? They tried to get it out of him. They're like, well, who said that? And I'm like, well, it was me, but I didn't say that. But they're probably gonna say, okay, well, I'm gonna believe G-Man on face value and say, okay, well, if somebody had said that, that's pretty stupid. But nobody said that.
And now G-Man's ego is going to be pumped up because he was on the Drunken Peasants again.
Even the Drunken Peasants don't agree with Drag.
Oh, yeah, exactly. That's what he's going to do.
Round
That's
four,
exactly what he's going to do. Drag. Bingo. You're exactly right. He's going to be like, even the Drunken Peasants doesn't agree with the Steve McRae guy. Watch this. I timestamp this. When I make this video after there's upload, I will record all this. And I will cut it up and put it into a video. And that's exactly what he's going to do, isn't he?
Well, knowing G-Man, he's definitely going to milk it for what it's worth.
Right, because that's what G-Man does. I just realized my little picture was huge compared to yours. I don't want to okay, I fixed
Sorry,
that.
my wife just came home, asking her how her day was.
Yeah, he's going to milk it. And I don't blame him for milking it. But the point is though, you don't milk a lie, right?
If you're G-Man, you will.
Well, he will. Yeah, sure. He has no scruples. No, that's why.
Yeah, he'll milk anything. If there's nipples on it, he'll milk it.
It's the only thing he can't milk. He can't milk the truth because he doesn't know what truth is.
I don't think he
handle
does.
The truth.
Yeah, I mean, how many people listen to me? More than G-Man, actually. He's got 6 times, 7 times the subscriber base, but they don't listen to him. But I can guarantee you, not one person in any of my 450 videos has ever heard me say, you can be an atheist and still accept or believe that a deity exists. That's a contradiction. I've said it how many times?
Countless, but like I said, D-Man's not going to ask for clarification. I don't know why. It's so weird because he has in any other time, he has no problem contacting folks in the middle of the night or whatever. But when it's something that he thinks is ridiculous, he won't clarify it or just make sure that that's actually their position. He'll just assume it because he thinks he can score a few points off of that.
But is that to feign ignorance?
That's so dishonest.
Is that to feign ignorance? Oh, are you playing? Yeah.
I don't know. Like, it's me trying to hypothesize with what goes on in G-Man's head. That's a shot in the fucking dark. Like,
how are you doing Temple Kathmandu in a Hangout? You got to have your full focus for that RPG.
Huh?
You're not doing rated, I take it, right?
No. This is just a
silly
this is
pickup
what you call them. Yeah, it's just this pub group. Yeah.
I hate this particular RPG.
This is a hot Mogu, I think. I think it's
Temple of Kathmandu. Yeah, but it's really one of the hardest, and especially as a caster.
Oh, dude, I'm a panda tank, and they're just whooping my ass.
Well, you do know you take 20% more damage as a BGs as a tank, right?
That's okay.
Yeah. Well.
I have a pocket healer. I do pretty good, but I don't
if
have
you get a healer,
healers.
you're fine. Yeah, definitely.
I don't think there are any here.
Tank's fine for flag capture maps because you have 3 healers on you. You know, if you have a monk, priest,
Oh, yeah.
druid, you're golden. But anyways, back to G-Man. Yeah, so see how we get sidetracked so easily. We have like super ADD here.
Steve, really
Yes, sir.
quickly,
What?
with what you're describing, with how if an atheist does believe in a god, they can't be an atheist. Isn't that describing more of the position of an anti-theist rather than an atheist? Because at least my understanding of an atheist is that it applies itself to a definition of a belief in God. For instance, if I'm a Christian, I may be an atheist towards Arab, like an Arabic religion.
Well, atheist in itself is the term atheist as a whole, not just atheistic, not toward a single branch, but as a whole. If you believe in a deity, you're a theist. That's it. You're a theist. Period.
Oh, okay, thanks. I was confusing it a little bit for some reason.
Yeah. Oh, it goes live chat. Oh, did I do that, Jackie? I'm sorry. Let me fix that for you. Let me get Jackie in here.
Asking for clarification on terms isn't really that's not a bad thing. Like that's one of the confusing things about G-Man is that rather than him asking people for clarification and he I guess I don't know how he views the English language is much to be desired, but it's just weird when you're trying to explain stuff to him that he doesn't understand, because then he'll try to argue with you even while he actually doesn't understand the topic himself.
Well, G-Man's understanding of the English language is almost as excellent as his understanding of biology.
And they're probably on par. They're probably fucking right there.
And what's worse, it's not so much definitions, it's positions, right? I never want to straw man somebody's position. If you have a specific position, I'm going to ask you questions about it. I don't want to argue against a position you're not really advocating for. But when it comes to G-Man and True Empiricism and the rest of them, they don't do that. They don't care. I fixed the link.
Amazing because there. People leaving comments on my new video. Hold on, let me check your live chat real quick. What time is Crocoduck supposed to be coming around?
That is, on Friday, it's going to be about 5:30 Pacific time.
5:30 Pacific.
Now, I don't know if there's going to be a part 3 or not, but I'm going to be hanging out with Croc tonight on an off-air.
Yeah, tonight. What time are you hanging out with him tonight?
Oh, tonight? Let me see if he wants to do the presentation first, and then we're going to be try to do something off air with you. I'll get you and Vadim in. I'll tell you what's going on with that after the hangout here.
Okay.
But, or we do it before. I don't think. Yeah, maybe King Crocoduck won't care if you're there. He knows you.
Yeah, no, I wanted to talk to him about what he wanted to do with my channel. Yeah, I think I explained to you.
Yeah. So I'll talk to him about 4 o'clock tonight, and then I'll get on a hangout with him about 5:30 or 6 o'clock. Sound good? My time.
Yeah, your time. I'm trying to remember.
You're 3 hours ahead, right?
Yeah, I guess. Is Eastern? Yeah, Eastern should be 3 hours ahead.
Yeah, you're Eastern. Yeah, so you'd be 9 o'clock your time. It's not past your bedtime, is it?
It's getting close, but I think I'll make it.
I know. Well, you use your beauty rest. I get it.
My fucking drunken coma. Oh, speaking of which, I think I have 2 more beers.
So I want to play this little clip. I have one left. I want to play this clip of G-Man. I didn't catch the first part so much. I have to find it where he was actually talking about this, but then I did find the place where he said, well, the guy that I was talking about is in the live feed, and they're like, well, who's that? And he wouldn't name me, of course, which is a good thing. I'm glad that he didn't, because I don't want all these fucking people coming to my page thinking, oh, Steve, you're an idiot for thinking that an atheist can believe in a god, right? Because that's what would happen, right? So I'm actually glad he didn't name me, but I think it's worthy of discussion that he is just so duplicitous that yesterday I told him that's not my position, and a day later he goes in and saying, oh, I know somebody that believes this, when he doesn't know anybody that believes this. So I could cue this up, and you guys could hear and see it on the outside. How do I get the insider to see it? Unless you guys are watching the outside feed.
You can present yourself, can't you?
It doesn't work.
Just do what I do. Just pipe it through your headset. Just play the audio through your onboard speakers, and then
I
play
don't
it
think it'd be
loud enough
loud.
so that it can.
I don't think it would be. Can't you just watch the outside feed for a second?
Yeah, I'll turn on the volume.
All right, so I'm gonna screen share this, and I'm gonna play this through the outside feed, so you should be able to hear it. So make sure I don't screw this up too bad. Present. Okay, you should be able to see their feed right now, right? Although I have it paused. Can the outside chat give me a confirmation? Or can you give me a confirmation? Oh, I'm pretty sure it's playing. So I'm just going to play this part where he makes a mention of it about me in the outside chat. The live chat over there is live, by the way, but their video's not.
Damn person, people drowning, dying in fires everywhere.
Yeah,
God, I know where
Superman
we
would
see.
stop the flood.
Yeah, dude.
God's like, hey guys, by the way, I started it and you love me.
Yeah, you think Superman wouldn't have put out that fucking fire before it consumed that apartment block in London last week?
By the way, the guy that told me that you can believe a God exists and still be an atheist, he's in your live chat. I mean,
Oh,
he's
he
not,
is?
he's on a level of stupid.
Well,
that you've never
What a
seen.
stupid
Whatever, he's retarded.
boy. You're a stupid boy in the chat saying that stupid stuff.
Gross.
Okay, did you guys all hear that? Anybody in here? Hello?
Oh. It just came on the
Okay.
outside stream.
Oh, yeah, it's delay. So
just,
all right.
yeah.
Shh. Okay, Jackie.
The outside chat's lagging significantly from our feed.
Okay.
Okay, and I got my headset back on. Yeah, they called you a stupid boy.
Yeah, right. And they'd be right. If I actually believed that, I would be a stupid boy, right? I would be retarded because that's fucking stupid, G-Man. So, I mean, I'm at the point where nothing surprises me with these people, but Jesus, just yesterday, I told G-Man, not my position. I think
That
you'd have to be an
doesn't matter.
idiot. It doesn't matter.
Remember when I told you that one thing that I definitely learned about G-Man is that when he gets a notion in his head, he's going to stick to it. It doesn't matter what reality is because he's convinced himself of whatever it is. And it doesn't matter how many times you tell him. It doesn't matter what evidence you put in front of him. That notion is going to stay there. And he's probably going to, I'll say, you know what? For the next 3 weeks, actually, I'll be in Texas. I'll be fully moved to Texas by the time he changes and corrects himself.
He won't correct himself. I don't think he ever will. And I can't make a video about this until their video's done, right? They're on a 24-hour stream. It would be very hard. I mean, I could theoretically do it if I going back with the DVR. I'm just going to wait till fully uploads. And so I got to wait probably to the weekend to respond to this because obviously with the upcoming debate on Friday, I got shit I got to do for that. But yeah, I mean, I'm a big poopy head because he straight up straw man my position on something that I clearly pointed out to him yesterday I didn't say.
So what did you say?
He said that the guy he'd been talking about, where he said an atheist, I think he called me an atheist earlier. I don't know. I have to rewind that part of the tape. But he said that somebody had said that you can believe in a God and still be an atheist.
Okay.
And my position is no. If you believe in a God, you're a theist. I think that's like everybody's position. I don't know anybody who would say otherwise. So he outright lied about what I had said, even though I corrected him yesterday on this. Hey Zulu, Zulu's in the live feed. Come on in here, LeMays Mana. Come on in here. The link is at the Great Debate Community, and found in other places. But go to the Great Debate, get the link to get in. You know what? I might just put it in the video description. Screw it. I can always.
I mean, it's a corporate hangout. They can't snipe you.
No, but they can bomb. But I can minimize the screen so I can't even bomb either.
You can just keep it on while then.
Yeah.
Because I'm not doing much of nothing.
That's fine.
I'm trying to. Oh, I can actually make this. Ooh, for Death Knights. Fuck yeah. That.
All right, so the link to join the Hangout is going to be in the video description in 5 seconds. Just refresh. Okay, so just refresh the video, and you should have the link to get in here. So come on in. Stuart said he listened to it as well. He's a witness. But I mean, come on. What do I go? What do I go from here? What do I do about this? I mean, I'm not mad at G-Man, right? I mean, it's like getting mad at a puppy that shits on your bed. It just happens, right?
It's just kind of a part of knowing G-Man, because he wants to be a part of the cool kids club and show that he's hard against the atheists. So what he ends up doing is dishonest, like whether he likes to acknowledge it or not. After someone has corrected you and say, G-Man, here's my position, and he pulls a Ronnie, said, no, well, here's your real position, that's when you're lying, G-Man.
Oh, yeah, let me tell you what you think, right?
Yes. Oh, he loves doing that. Here's what all you atheists think. I said, for one thing, there is no all you atheists, G-Man. How about if I said all you, dumbass folks from New Jersey? Would you like that? Would that? No, that's you being, but I'm like, okay, well, the same way that you don't like that, G-Man, you gotta talk to him like a fucking kid. The same way you don't like that, you can't do that to other people.
If people don't play nice with you, G-Man, they won't play. You won't play, or you don't play nice with them. They don't play nice with you.
You have to talk to him like that, because he gets pissed off, but then he understands what you're saying. Like, you really have to draw that comparison when, like, for a fucking actual adult that understands this shit, you don't have to explicitly say that in any way, shape, or form. Don't fucking tell people what their positions are, because you don't want people to do that to you. It's not magic.
I'm confused here. Does Zulu want to be put back in the GDC, or which he already was, I thought,
or CCP? I don't.
He said both. Yeah, come on in here, Zulu. I don't know what you want.
He knows how to get in the Hangout.
I thought we took you out. There he's coming in. I'm so confused here. G-Man go on the Drunken Peasants and outright lying about me. And again, I want to make this very clear. I am not mad about this. I am not upset. I'm not at all upset. Again, it's the same thing. I'm not going to get upset by a little puppy shitting in my sneaker. It happens. These are emotionally stunted people, so I get it. That doesn't mean I can't respond to it, right? Especially how blatant this was, because I made sure yesterday that he was aware of my actual position, and he literally had messaged in to me that I'm going on the Drunken Peasants and I'm going to tell people about this, and I'm not going to name you. Okay, well, at this point now you're purposely disseminating misinformation, and I'm glad. I didn't want him to name me. I didn't. I'm like, okay, that's fine. But then I was like, oh, fuck it. I was in there. I was like, let me stand up for myself. And then Insulin, something, I can't remember his name. He watches my program. He actually put in $5 to the super chat to say who it was, which is fine. I'm not there. Nobody, came out of my Hangout to fuck with me. But the point being is that, he's making a statement that this is outright untrue. He doesn't know anybody that believes this. I don't know anyone that believes this.
Yeah, well, G-Man will actually lie when it's convenient for him. He has no problem doing that. But to that point, do you have, when you told G-Man, was this in your Hangout yesterday? When was this?
This was yesterday in my Hangout. Yes, that was very clear. I said, G-Man, I do not believe you can believe in a deity or a god and be an atheist. You can call yourself that. That's a nominal truth, right? I can call myself a leprechaun. Doesn't make me one. Right, so I can't say that you can't call yourself an atheist, but you wouldn't be one by any reasonable definition. Frank, you're the philosophy guy. Would you agree on that?
Sorry, I was just going to say that's like a Vaughn statement if you think about it, because how can you believe in God and then claim to be an atheist?
It makes no sense, does it?
No.
So why would I make that kind of argument? And G-Man's like, that guy's stupid. And of course the DP's going, yeah, that's fucking stupid. Because it's fucking stupid.
Before we talk about claiming to be an atheist, I think we got to define what atheist is.
I will fuck you. I will kick you, dude. I'll make you get in a stock account.
It's your fault. There he goes. I blame you.
No, I don't care about
blame you.
Regardless of any definition you use, there's one thing that any atheist you talk to will have in common, even MP. Okay? You cannot have a God belief. You cannot have one and call yourself an atheist. That's ubiquitous on any definition. Would you agree?
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. So Zulu, let me ask you, because you used to hang out with these people, and you used to be really chummy with come on, I'm bringing you in, buddy. Well, I mean, are you back with the CCP or not? I don't know. You said put me back in the CCP, but then you said take me back to the GDC. And by the way, Godless Engineer, get your happy ass in here as well. I want to ask.
I meant to say GDC. I got confused between the C's
I figured
and
as
P's.
much. You know what? I didn't jump on you for it. I was like, where's he going with this? Okay. See, we like to get people's actual position, right? I'm not going, oh, look, hilarious in my live feed. He said he wants to be back in the CCP. I didn't do that. Now, did I?
Yeah.
All right. So let me ask you, hilarious, why we get... I'm sorry, what, Frank?
I need the watch link so I can see what's going on in
the... can you put the watch link in the group chat, guys? And then we go try to get Paula G and Godless Engineer in here. John? So, let me ask you. Yesterday, did you watch any of my Hangout?
A bit.
Okay. Do you happen to watch the part where I made it very clear to G-Man, in no uncertain terms, in monosyllabic words for the most part, very slowly, that I said, my position is, if you believe in a deity or God, you are not an atheist. Does anybody not hear me say that, or anybody thinks I said anything different? Speak up now.
You know, Steve, I understand. I know you didn't say that.
Okay.
You didn't say that at all. But I understand where G-Man's coming from. No, not that you said that.
Okay, well, he did say I said that, though. I
understand the augmentation. Are you familiar with naturalistic gods?
Yes, I am.
I think that's what that's the augmentation. Okay. I understand that. I don't think you said that.
I have made that very clear, that if somebody wants to call something a god, ergo a naturalistic god, if I say, this pencil is my god, money is my god, that doesn't make you a theist.
Right? I'll say truth is my god, but I'm not speaking. I'm speaking like metaphorically.
It is, yes, exactly, right. And I have maintained that.
That argument from G-Man.
Yeah, it's a dumb argument.
That argument from G-Man.
It is an equivocation fallacy because
that argument makes no
sense whatsoever.
And also, for the sake of clarification, why don't we just refer to it as an idol or something of the like? Because trying to call it a god, it doesn't make sense when we already prefer to call a god something that is supernatural by its definition.
Yeah, and I agree with that.
Redefine stuff kind of how he wants to. And he does that because he thinks that it's a more defensible position if he redefines it how he wants to. Because I think in his mind, and you've actually heard him say this, well, atheists play these semantic games. So, but his version of a semantic game is, in reality, it's him not understanding that words have separate meanings that differ depending on your context. He only knows one meaning for one word, and then when you inform him, no, depending on the context that changes, he thinks it's a trick of some sort. Exactly. So what he's now doing is trying to take a page out of the quote-unquote atheist rule book and do the same thing.
It's duplicitous, though.
Right.
This is something I can't stand about like certain types of Christian in general. It's not necessarily, they don't all belong in the, I don't like the idea of the CCP, but like whatever. There's this tendency to like lex talionis, right? I'm going to do to you what you did to me. And it's like, but your own religion, like Christ himself says that if somebody hits you from the other cheek, it's like forgiveness is one of the central virtues of your view. And the second highest commandment Christ himself said is to love others as you love yourself. And he said that elsewhere, do unto others as you would have them do unto you, right? Like there's more than one formulation of that in the Bible.
Right.
Why aren't you doing that? It's like
can I comment on that?
Yeah, please do.
It's like, do you want people to treat you that way?
Yeah, I mean, are you before you do though? Are you defending G-Man, or you really want to comment?
No,
on
I'm taking an issue.
No, I'm just addressing the comment that you made about the behavior of Christians. I just want to comment on that.
But G-Man is an exemplification of a broader issue. It's like they follow lex talionis, eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth kind of thing. But it's like, I mean, like the Bible's okay with that, but it's like the only time the Bible mentions that is with regards to like killing a pregnant woman's, like attacking a pregnant woman. But that's the only time it's mentioned, to my knowledge. I might be wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But outside of that, it's like a central virtue. So like I can understand that. Yeah, eye for an eye, tooth for tooth. You hit a pregnant woman, fuck you. I'm going. Like, I'm okay.
I mean, to my knowledge, I mostly agree with G-Man.
But on what do you mean though?
Certain things I don't.
Well, what are you agreeing upon with him?
You agree with them with that argument?
Yeah, but that argument, because Hannah points
No, I
out
agree.
that idols.
No, not with this. Not with this argument.
Okay,
I just told you, Steve. I don't agree with him on this argument. That you said that because I haven't watched the video and I don't know if you said that.
You mean like you agree?
No, I'm talking about.
I don't think you would say. I don't think you would say something like that.
Well, of course not. By the way,
I was talking about the naturalistic God.
Yeah, Psycho's talking about the
Do you agree
naturalistic
with him
God.
with the naturalistic God argument?
Yes, I agree with him with the naturalistic God, and I agree with him with creationism and all the.
That's his argument, though. You just said you don't agree with him in the argument.
But no, but the argument now that you mentioned, the G-Man said I'd said this and all that. I don't agree because I don't know if you said that or not, and I don't think you would say something like that.
Okay, by the way, wait, real quick, I got a super chat. Midnight, thank you very much for the super chat. By the way, you don't need the super chat to get a link to get in. Anybody can get a link to get in. I put it in the Great Debate Forum. It's there. It's in the video description. I sent it to you on Twitter. The only reason I don't use Twitter when I'm live most of the time because it's so slow. Even with this great computer, streaming does take a lot of processing power. So I generally don't keep my Twitter open. But come on in.
Yeah, how come you don't put it back in the GDC, Steve?
I do. It's in there.
It won't let me join.
It's there.
Interesting.
Yeah. Twilight, I sent you it on Twitter.
I'm trying to figure. I'm trying to figure out. Like, I hang around a lot of people that believe in naturalistic gods, and I'm trying to understand the logic in these individuals believing that they're gods. How that equates to me being a theist, because these people exist. Like, they exist, but I don't believe that they're actually deities. So, like, the argument is horrible.
It is horrible.
I don't understand the premise. Like, please explain. Okay, elaborate.
Buddha isn't a god in Buddhism, and people.
Buddhist is an atheist.
Are you saying that Buddhists are atheists?
Yes, Buddhists are atheists. They're
Buddhists are atheists.
Yes, Buddhists are atheist religion. Go look it up. Yes,
I think so. Yeah, I always look at them as atheists.
Buddhism is not incompatible with atheism, but like it doesn't really care about God. Is that to my understanding?
There is a very small fraction.
There are some theistic Buddhists, but as a whole, Buddhism is an atheist religion.
Yeah, that's why we got a lot of people in here. The vast majority of Buddhists are non-theists. They don't revere the Buddha as a deity. There's a very small fraction that does, but that's kind of
remember, Dragno, when we're talking about that Muslim guy, do they agree that did they deify Muhammad? They may not say that they deify Muhammad, but you can tell in some of the actions.
Well, that makes no difference. They still believe in Allah. Allah is a deity. They're theist, right?
I mean,
if you have the actions you have towards this personal object, or the reverence and the way you treat this personal object can signify your worship your deifying of the object.
I think to call somebody a theist for doing that is vague as all hell.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. But
it's not in accordance with the normal usage of the term theist.
Hannah had pointed out. One sec. Hannah
had,
let me say this, because I've been trying to get this out for Hannah because her live chat is long gone now. Hannah had actually said, and she makes a valid point, and this was brought up the other day by General Han Solo, that the idols sometimes act as the vessel to a person's deity. The deity would enter the vessel and they'd be worshipped as such, as a physical representation of the god with the essence, the logos of that deity in there. But that's a person who actually believes in a being, right? That's my point, though. My argument is just very simple. If you accept a deistic god, a deity, a supernatural being, you cannot be an atheist. I don't give a shit about naturalistic gods. I think it's foolish to call things naturalistic gods. They're not gods, right? But I understand the way the term is used, right? But if I say, my wife is my goddess, or money is my god, whoever, that doesn't make you a theist. Okay, you're still an atheist if you think money is your god. Okay, you're not believing in what I'm using the term atheist for. So that's my argument. Regardless of how he uses it, makes no difference. And that's what he misrepresents me. Most words uses are contextual would be a better way of putting it. It's contextual.
So G-Man doesn't understand the concept of context. If you look at any one of G-Man's arguments, they are so far gone. It's just due to the fact, I'm trying to find a really nice way to say this, Larry. He does not grasp the concept of context, period. He understands what a word is used for, but he is under the impression that words have intrinsic meanings and that they tend not to change. He's only recently, and I mean within the last 2 years, acknowledged that the other usages of words have something to do with the way in which they are referenced in context to the conversation being had. If I were to use the word disc 50 years ago, it's probably not going to mean the same disc today.
How can words have intrinsic meanings?
Context.
I mean, Sokka and I had this very discussion with somebody,
listen,
and it was weird because they were insisting that words had intrinsic meaning, and Sokka and I are like, no.
If you listen,
no.
Listen to what G-Man says. Listen to how he uses words and how he will argue what words. When he says what a word means, that is an indirect reference to him believing that words have intrinsic meanings. And this is something I just kind of sat back and had to think about after the years of dealing with him, and that's part of the problem.
And I think you're absolutely right.
Have you actually? Sorry. I
was just going to say 2 things real quick. One, whoever's in the live feed saying that atheists cannot believe in ghosts, well, you're wrong. Atheists can most certainly believe in ghosts. Atheism and theism are just
naturalists.
Yeah, exactly. There's a difference between atheist and naturalist, right? Atheist has to do with the God proposition. It doesn't have to do with the ghost proposition. So I can say I don't believe in God.
Or I mean, like there's a way it could be worked out. Like if you could say, well, here's the scientific evidence, and so I'll shut up. Sorry.
Yeah, it's not. Frank, don't go there. Atheism is a simple proposition. Whether you have a lack of belief or believe in, I don't give a shit. We won't go down that route. But either way, has nothing to do with the ghost concept. You can.
How can science explain that though?
Well, that's a different question altogether.
By ghost, if you mean like a thing which can interact with the world, then science can explain it. If you like leaving ectoplasm and stuff.
Yeah, that's all bogus. Right? We know ectoplasm doesn't exist.
Well, from a more realistic worldview, it's mostly spiritual entities as demons, i.e., demons and angels, which comes from the Bible.
We're going down we're feeding that rabbit hole, guys. We're feeding that rabbit hole. I just wanted to point that out in the live chat that yes, you can believe in God, or not believe in God, and still be believing in ghosts.
Demons don't come from the Bible, by the way.
What's that, Psycho?
Yeah, they're not uniquely biblical.
It's like your mic is richer today.
Demons don't necessarily.
I was just going to say.
Glitchy.
Okay, everybody has some lag. Psycho, your mic is really bad today. I don't know if it's
that demons don't come from the Bible, right?
What?
Demons don't come from. Well, yeah, if you're big head scientist,
there are demons in the Bible, but that's not the only.
Oh my gosh! The concept of demons have been around for I want to say
Hinduism
thousands of years. Like
I wasn't necessarily speaking of demons, though.
Okay, well, demons were in the Bible, but they were more personified in like books like Dante's Inferno, right?
Well, that's way after the Bible,
dude. Satan,
right? But demonology became very prevalent in the Catholic Church as an actual subject, the study of demons, right? There's a hierarchy of demons.
Saying the concept of demons do not find their origin in the Bible.
No, well,
exactly. That's what I was trying to say earlier.
Well, here's the thing. If you don't believe us, you know what a yokai is?
It's
hilarious.
Yeah, you can use a different name, but that's not the same. That's not the same as a demon or Satan or Lucifer.
There are different types of yokai. There are yokai, rough translation, apparition. Some called they call them onis, and some of them are called kuma. But the mythology behind demons and spirits go way far back. It's not unique to any one civilization, but there are definitely civilizations older than Middle Eastern ones that have come up with some type of concept of that. And I just so happen to be very familiar.
Has its origins in Hinduism.
But does that over the age of the early age of Moses and the oral tradition.
Way before them.
I don't think so. Not before oral tradition. Not before oral traditions.
They've been around a very long time.
There are oral traditions with demons all over the place.
Because the thing is, you're just saying from when the Bible was formulated or when the scrolls were found or whatever. I'm talking about when the religion was founded, when Judaism itself. Well,
I tell you what, Zulu.
That's what I'm talking about.
I tell you what, Godless Engineer does a lot of shit about this kind of stuff. So maybe he would want to chime in, and he might make a video about this at some point. We're giving him ideas. We're giving him ideas. We'll whatever. We'll charge our usual. Fee for consultation fee, which is 0, but whatever. Hey, John, I just want to put a shout out to you.
I was just going to say real quick, that's not what I meant. When I said that is the reason they don't believe in ghosts is because of the simple fact that the Bible itself mentions ghosts when Solomon and did all that. That's why.
Oh my gosh.
Well, I was just talking about something.
Dude, you're completely wrong.
John, are you there?
Completely wrong.
John, you there? I don't know what's going on with John, but that's okay.
Actually,
okay.
Actually, very fond of Japanese mythology.
Yeah. What's that, Drag?
Even that Dragnot is younger than Judaism, or even the oral traditions before pre-Judaism. So that wouldn't be accurate.
Hang on. We got a lot of people that have been talking here. John was saying something, but I couldn't hear him. What was that, John? Oh, your mic is pretty shitty too right now. What is up with that today? Yeah, you need to refresh. John, you're just roboting all over the place. F5. But go ahead, Drag.
Actually, I'm gonna look this up. I'm pretty sure that the traditions of traditional Japanese mythology are way far older than.
Because Japan had to be like colonized. It would be China would be older.
Actually, yeah. You know what? Yeah, they are actually.
I know China, perhaps, but not Japan.
Yeah, you are right.
But here's the problem with that. Like, is it fair to call it a demon if it is not like a direct ancestor of the same myth?
Even the word demon is a variation, comes from Hinduism. I don't remember what it's like. I think it was like it actually like the demon it's a Greek word. It means spirit or something like that, or good spirit or something. No, that's eudaimon. It means spirit, but like
what?
It has older ancestry in like Sanskrit and stuff, and it referred to gods, I think, or godlike entities. It's related to the word diva. I think it's been a while since I looked this up, but the etymology of the word demon is interesting.
Yep.
And like there's a
demore.
A really big.
It was Greek from the word demon or an evil spirit or devil.
The Hebrew word. Yeah, but the Hebrew word for demons is shedim. And we know that the Hebrew language and
Shadim.
I know. Yes. Shadim, exactly.
Yeah.
And you see the similarities with demon and Shadim.
Sounds like an Amy Grant song.
Right? That whole area, there was interactions between all the languages and stuff. But like
I know Egypt had the hell mouth and everything else.
But still, I'm pretty sure the Greek word demon, or the Greek word, whatever the Greek word equivalent is that we get.
Demon.
That itself is a language in Sanskrit, I think.
Why are we even discussing this?
It's just a side topic.
Yeah, we fed the rabbit hole.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, how did we get on demons? How did we get on demons?
I don't speak it, but I'm very whatever words I do know, I'm very careful to pronounce it correctly.
Because you are familiar with the problem of Europeans trying to accurately recreate or trying to pronounce words from other languages. You do realize that they often construe the languages because of the poor pronunciations, right? Mostly Europeans, when they try and pronounce other types of languages.
I know in academia, it's actually a problem in Greek. Koine Greek is they have a very artificial phonetic pronunciation, but that's another problem because modern Greek speakers think that the modern Greek were the Koine Greek. So there's a little bit of debate on that.
Yeah, so because even the Hebrew itself, when the Greeks came and tried to pronounce it, they often changed the words, and that when you change someone's name or you poorly pronounce someone's name, you often change the meaning of that name and the power that name has. So the pronunciation is very.
I thought you're talking about the sounds in the language.
When I've just been reading, though, it seems like the word demon has changed over the years, though. It's kind of like an amalgamation of a whole bunch of different things put together that can mean various things in various contexts. In some ways, it could just mean a spiritual entity that you can actually bring forth. Some of them that can actually enter people's bodies, and some of them be synonymous with the word devil itself.
Well, all of those would apply to that what a demon is and its characteristics.
But at the end of the day, word games are actually moot. They don't mean anything. the main emphasis is context. So always remember, context is king.
Well, okay, but generally in the Tanakh, the Shadim supposedly were things that people they were non-existent false gods. It says that they sacrificed animal or child sacrifices to.
Yeah, that would be Baal and
So the
all those
Shadim,
gods.
the Shadim would be a different class of entities, not associated with, say, the fallen angels. So you have different classes of false gods, real entities in their thinking.
Yes, it would be the principalities. If you look at the angel hierarchy, I don't know if it's accurate.
Actually, they would more closely fit with the daemon word in the New Testament. So when Jesus comes across legion and the demons, they would be the Shadim.
It's plural, right? It's demons rather than Interesting. Yeah, I was just asking about your Hebrew because
there's a whole another myth about how they originate, which apparently they originate from the Nephilim because Nephilim are hybrid. So,
no,
for example,
not necessarily. The Nephilim are actually a mixture of the children of Seth and the children of Cain. Actually, that's what the Nephilim are.
No, that's not Jewish folk tales would suggest. That's a very recent interpretation from Augustine.
Not necessarily, because if you look at the term "sons of God," it's often used to describe the people that were true to God's faith and the people that stuck true. For example, it says we'll be called sons of God in heaven, and children of God. So usually that's referring to the righteous human beings. There's also evidence. Sorry.
What the church fathers were missing out on was Mesopotamian material that emphasized an earlier tradition of what the Nephilim were. So if you go back even prior to Moses, the Nephilim were called the Apkallu. You have antediluvian Apkallu and post-diluvian Apkallu were basically angels, you could say, and those were like hybrids. It's kind of like in Greek mythology, Hercules is a hybrid of Zeus and a human female. And if Hercules were to die, he would be a Shadim.
Yes, but based on our knowledge in the Bible, we know the characteristics of humans and demons, that they're immaterial and they don't revolve around flesh. So meaning they don't have penises or any sexual organs because they are not human.
Well,
they're a different class of creatures.
You'll be surprised to read that they do mention things like these watchers, these Apkallu, transforming into human males.
But that's Book of Enoch. That's not canon though. The Book of Enoch is not canon, and it
not just Enoch. Ancient Mesopotamian texts also say the same thing.
Weren't the watchers not mentioned by name, but weren't they in Genesis as well though?
Yeah, so Genesis 6 has a very old.
But we disagree with.
It has a very old Semitic tradition.
No, the Nephilim are there. I 100% agree. They're in Samuel, they're in Genesis, but we disagree on the hybrid of how they actually became to be. Because he would say that it was a mixture of angels and humans, and I would say it's a mixture of two different siblings. It's the sibling rivalry. It's the Canaanites.
Yeah, that's an artificial reading. It's not. You won't find that in Genesis 6. You won't find the author of Genesis 6 saying that the line of Seth with the line of Cain or something like that, and then you have this hybrid.
How come it doesn't say angels or God, messengers of God? How come it says sons of God? It doesn't. If you read in every translation, it says sons of God.
Yeah,
sons of God looked on women and saw that they were fair.
Right, and they are divine beings. You'll never find a son of God mentioned about a human.
No, these sons of God are the children of Seth, because they stayed true to the righteousness of God and they didn't succumb to the world. When Cain was given the curse and he was banished away from his family, he started to repopulate and form his own tribe or his own type of people, which were called the Canaanites.
Scriptures that says that the sons of God were the sons of Seth.
I can give you so much evidence from the terminology used when it says sons of God. Do you know how many times they say children of God and sons of God and they're referring to human beings? Never in the Bible does it say sons of God and it's referring to angels. Never. Every time I've said, these are my sons, these are the sons of God, it's never referring to angels, never referring to angels. Angels are so detailed, angels are so detailedly distinguished that they'll even reference them by name, saying Gabriel and Michael, and they'll say archangel, they'll say messenger. So angels have their own terminology. As humans, God will often call us sons of God, children of God, and his servants. So we have our terminology.
1 second. To be more specific, Peter and Jude, alluding to the flood, and especially Jude, he uses a very rare Greek word, and it's only used twice in the New Testament. The word is oikaterion. The word with respect to angels, and the word basically means your location, in this case, in the heavens. Left their oikaterion in order to do what Genesis 6 says that they did. And Peter and Jude specifically mention that ancient Mesopotamian tale is preserved in the Second Temple literature. So if it's the godly line of Seth, why do they have the angelic view in mind?
Pardon? They're not. No, the reason why they are giants. It's not because of.
Am I?
Yeah, I didn't really hear your question. I didn't hear your question.
I heard you, General.
Can you repeat your question? I didn't hear that.
The question is, 1 Peter 3, 2 Peter 2 and 3, and Jude allude to the tradition on the fact that the angels left their oikaterion, and they are interpreting Genesis 6 in light of Jesus going down to the spirits in prison, and these shadim, these watcher spirits, and also the angels as well, the fallen angels. So why would Peter and Jude not the case?
Yeah, but there's also a problem of using the Mesopotamian literature, because a lot of it, if you don't look at the chronological order, there's a lot of Babylonian influence, and there's a lot of Syrian and a lot of pagan influence. There's a lot of Zoroastrianism, I think that's what it's called, and that's not actual. Zoroastrianism, yeah, exactly, and that in itself has its own. That in itself has its own angelic system and has its own terminologies. So it would be
has nothing to do with what I'm saying.
No, so it would be a problem to mix those kind of Mesopotamian literature with the Bible, because we know the Bible is unique from these surrounding things. Because a lot of
but Moses and all the authors, including Ezekiel, and in this case Peter and Jude, they all allude to this, about the fact that you have the Apkallu joining in a second fall. There's in Jewish thinking, there's 3 falls. There's the Genesis 3 fall, Genesis 6 fall, and the Tower of Babel fall. Decides to really get involved in, and hence he starts with Abraham in order to undo all of that.
I just have a quick interjection. To me, it sounds like a translation issue. That's all it is. It's a translation issue.
No, not necessarily. It's him using different sources outside of the Bible.
Well, I mean, are you sola scriptura, Zula?
Yes.
Okay.
That explains everything.
I think it's fine to use extraneous sources, especially for validation of different things.
Mesopotamians, though.
Well, they have a very rich culture of documenting things. That's where a lot of this stuff originated from. In Mesopotamia.
Well, maybe to a better point, why is sola scriptura looked upon as a positive thing? Wouldn't you want more information to come to a better conclusion? How is less
when you
information better?
When you say sola scriptura, are you saying that I only look at the Bible? Because that's not what I meant. I meant that the Bible is my main reference for the history and chronological order of stages in history. That's what I'm referring to. So I think it would be more accurate for me to look at the word itself than to look at Mesopotamian writings, knowing that there's Babylonian religions, and there's also other Middle Eastern religions influenced within. Yeah.
Yeah, but you see this anxiety to appeal to other Mesopotamian texts. It just makes no sense to anyone who actually studies the field.
So can I ask you a question, General? Is word outside of the Bible inspired by God?
1 second.
No, is word outside of the Bible inspired by God?
Allow me to finish my point. There's so many things prior to the 18th century and 19th century could not be explained. It was just pure conjectures. Even Martin Luther and Calvin, when you read their commentaries on certain Old Testament passages, make it up because they didn't get it. But now, because of the cuneiform scripts that are coming out of the archaeological field, we're able to go, now I know what this word means, and now I know why this passage says this and this and this. The wars in Joshua. Now, atheists make a good point that Israel, being the vehicle by means God, judges those certain tribes, like the Anakim, quite, cruel and ISIS-like. If you put yourself in the ancient Jewish mind in regards to the ancient myths of the Nephilim and the Apkallu story, you'll see that those tribes actually from those people, and hence there's a legitimate case for why they were rooted out from the land. And so if you have this modern Augustinian interpretation that it's just a bunch of humans that were wiped out, then the atheist has a point, and you can't argue against the atheist or genocide.
Okay, the point I asked you a question, and can you answer that question I asked you? Is anything outside of the Bible inspired by God?
I would say that God's wisdom and truth is scattered outside as well. Yeah.
Why would God be limited? Yeah. Why would God be limited?
No, I'm not limiting him, but we're talking about biblical events, right? So it would make sense for anything inside the Bible within the biblical events to be the only source to look for biblical. I mean, not to say that we can't look at archaeology
it's not the only source.
I'm just saying. I mean, you're not going to look at the Talmud, are you?
No, I'm not. I'm not looking at. I'm not looking at commentaries for source of truth. Although there can be forms of inspiration in a Talmudic commentary.
Are you serious?
The source.
Are you so the Talmud that says they should throw Jesus in a boiling bath full of.
I'm trying to be very careful here.
Definitely not what he just said.
That's what he said. That's what it says in the Talmud, and he said it's okay to look at that for inspirational.
There can be.
Yeah.
So if one side of the book says to throw your Lord and Savior in a boiling thing full of semen, why would you read the rest of it?
This is why it goes back to not everything's black and white, Zulu. It's not all or nothing. There's a gradient in a lot of this stuff. You don't throw out the baby with the bathwater sometimes. There are things you can learn from these sources. That's what General's trying to say.
But General often looks at early church father, right? He looks at all these things outside the Bible, and it's very sketchy because then you obtain all these different worldviews, and you don't become objective anymore. It's like you're lukewarm.
Wait, you obtain all these worldviews, and you don't become objective?
No, but it's because it's not consistent. It's not consistent behavior.
Well, from the Talmud.
You're not in line with conventional Christianity, right? You're not in line with it. The way you're talking.
I think most scholars would disagree with you on that, Zulu. Yeah, I think every scholar would disagree with you on that, Zulu.
Remember, Zulu, your church is referred to as a cult at times.
Yeah.
Yes, but our church is fundamentalist, and we don't add and take things out of the Bible.
But you're also referred to as a cult.
Yeah, I mean.
Yes, and who's referring to us as the cult? The Calvinists, who also are heretic.
Or also, so also are heretic? Also,
they all disagree on fundamentals.
Yeah.
There's not overlap, but
fundamentals never agree on fundamentals.
Yeah,
it's always fundamental. It's more fundamental than you.
It seems to me that when you have any kind of religiosity that's so myopic, where you have to say nothing else can be looked at or included, I think you're already limiting yourself. I think General's position is the most honest position for a theist to take. And it doesn't get you in these corners that I see groups like the SDA or Calvinism fall into. Would you agree on that?
I agree to a certain extent because this is the thing. If I want to learn about mathematics, if I want to learn about, hold on, he's actually asked me a question.
Go ahead, Zulu. Then General. I'll ask both of you the question.
if I want to learn about mathematics, I'll read my mathematics book and I'll learn from the professionals. If I
You
learn
go
about
ask
science,
G-Man
I'll read
and
my
Ronnie.
scientific books. I'll learn from scientists. But if I want to learn about spirituality and theology and the history of biblical history, I'll look at the Bible because that's my source and that's the truth and that's God's word. But if I start looking at the Talmud and early church father writings and books that are not canon in the Bible and Mesopotamian writings, and instead of being skeptical about that, I incorporate that into my worldview without questioning, then you become inconsistent and you're no longer sticking true to the word, but you're mixing things with worldly sources.
What do you say, General?
Okay, so I'm going to give an example from the Talmud, both pros and cons. So, in agreement with what Hilarious just said, can you just like allow me to respond, Hilarious?
No.
So the Talmud is very grotesque in the way it describes Jesus. It describes him in piss and in feces and hell and so on, boiling in that stuff, because at the time absolutely despised, certain Jews, I should say, despised this particular individual. Yet, I can appeal to the Talmud, like in the quotation I gave at the side, to illustrate the fact that here's a piece of evidence for, in this case, the crucifixion, which an atheist like Bart Ehrman would appeal to because these people disliked Jesus and did not believe him to be the Messiah. They still recorded the fact that he was crucified on Passover. So this is what I'm getting at. I'm not going to go to the Talmud and get spiritual truths from it. Utilize these materials outside the Bible to verify the main text of the Bible.
Okay.
But even from a
sorry for shouting at you.
Not even from a salvational issues or anything like that. I mean, just for historical context, just for archaeological purposes, for historical record, why wouldn't you want to validate stories in the Bible by trying to find outside sources that have some kind of commensurate information about that time period, right? Why would you
like to apologize for shouting.
I don't see why you would not want to do that. That's what proper research means.
Okay.
I got a quick question by Sam.
And I'll also just quickly say this, and there's a certain irony with these extra biblical sources, because these extra biblical sources to refute other sources, for example, plagiarizes a lot from the Bible, and Muhammad misinterpreted a few into thinking that Allah taught some of that stuff. And you can actually go to the Talmud to basically say that, yeah, Muhammad made this stuff up. Legitimate uses of a lot of these things, and intellectually honest enough to just allow them to speak for what they are, where you don't have these, theological blinders on, denominational blinders on, you can actually do a lot of good in your research.
It's a hostile witness argument. You're showing the inconsistencies in people who are trying to witness against you, but are clearly not being as fair-minded as they could by pointing out these people who disagree with you, that they are taking as a given things which are in alignment with the Bible, for example. That makes the biblical argument stronger precisely because they disagree with you. It's precisely because they're against you that you can use them in favor of your view. It's a like a court case where somebody's being a hostile witness and you're allowed to use leading questions and whatnot to show that they're full of crap. In a similar way, you can use documents which are against an early view to show that they're against you, but precisely because they're making certain assumptions and whatnot stronger all the while.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead, Dragon.
For just a second. Yeah. Sam wanted to know what is your definition of objective, because you had mentioned it earlier, and I wanted to ask you real quick. But when you were referring to being objective, what is the definition that you're using?
Mathematics.
In reference to being objective about truths?
Yes. Let me give you an example. 1 + 1 will always be 2. That's objective. So that's the kind of alignment I fall amongst.
Depends on the
Okay,
day.
so how does that translate into being objective about a piece of text from that you're, I guess, consuming from different sources?
I was saying that the Bible is objective in its meaning. It will become subjective when a human being tries to interpret it. So I think it's best for people to take the Bible in an objective format rather than to look at all these other sources, especially when they talk against Jesus, who's the center of the word.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if this guy
Can you
was
mute
a troll
your
or
mic?
not, but I mean, so sorry. Bye bye.
Hey, Carbon.
Do you know Carbon?
Troll.
No, we don't know him.
Oh.
Just saying hi to him. Bye.
He's a loser anyway.
Yeah, who does that, really?
All right.
Yeah, trolling,
Carbon.
like making noise when I'm trying to speak. That's smart. Anyway.
Well, when you make these hangouts open, you're bound to get trolls.
Yeah, but that's okay. They're easily
Yeah,
ejected.
but we want like good trolls who actually like respect the craft, not just come in and play a recorder.
That is pretty cheesy.
Yeah, one of these idiots porn bombed my first video.
They can't bomb me. I take precautions. And they can't snipe.
Sorry, he'll be back.
They can't snipe, so it doesn't really matter. I'm just trying to fix the live chat. For some reason, it conked out. So I'm trying to.
I guess I'm still a bit.
You don't ever link this to the.
So Sam says that isn't the definition of objectivity. I didn't hear him because I was trying to fix this. Can you reiterate what you said is as the definition, or what you think objectivity means for us?
Me?
Yes.
Yes. Oh, I was just saying, in my view, I think subjectivity, objectivity, sorry, is something that is true that could only be true. So, for example, 1 + 1 will always be 2, and so that is objective. If there's multiple outcomes, then I would say it could be subjective because there is no one answer. So that's kind of maybe it's not a good way of explaining it, but that's the best way for me understand it. So for another example within theology, I would say that God's nature is objective, or morality is objective, meaning that killing will always be. Well, I would say that human killing another human unlawfully would always be wrong, and there can be no excuse. Or, for example, adultery will always be wrong, and there cannot be an excuse. So that would be objective. So that's the kind of alignment I have towards that.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought objectivity has to do more along the lines that it's something's true, mind independent. In other words, it's regardless of a mind accepts the truth or not, it's true.
So you could
it holds
in theory,
it holds regardless of a mind dependency or not.
You can consume whatever material you want, but the fact is still going to be a fact.
Well, is it objectively true that somebody accepts the truth when it's wrong? That's a mind-dependent truth, which is dependent on their accepting of a truth. But it's objective. So your definition's wrong, Steve.
Well,
philosophy.
Again, I'm just using a very general definition that that it regardless of what your brain, regardless of what your opinion is, regardless of your brain state, it's something that holds true. It's not subjective.
Okay, so talking to Sam's saying that hilarious is using objective for absolute. That makes more sense now.
Yeah, I think a lot of people do that. They get absolute and objective confused.
Wouldn't this uncertainties involve the most reasonable model thus far, rather than just saying this is absolutely true?
Yeah, that would make it more provisional. It's based on the preponderance of evidence, so that if it should change or need to be altered to reflect a higher level of accuracy, you've already given yourself enough leeway to do so. That would make more sense to me.
Yeah, but that's what I hold to, is you make models in life to explain that, rather than just say, yeah, this is objectively true, and it's an unfounded statement. I mean, for example, I'm as a Christian, I'm going to say this as well. The Bible is objectively true. I need to first establish that fact. I can't just say it out of a whim and just
right. You can say that, but I think a lot of people would disagree with you on that, right? Obviously,
Well, I would hope that they would disagree in the sense of General Han Solo. For you to say that, that means you have to have like exhaustive knowledge on pretty much everything. That is that's an honest statement. I would say, yeah, I don't have exhaustive knowledge, and so far, the model that the Bible presents is vindicated. In so far.
Oh, that would be the only thing I would agree with you on, man. I just think
you're agreeing that you're open-minded to the fact that the Bible could be wrong.
Yeah, you disagreed with him that
is
the
that
Bible.
The argument that you're making? If that's the argument that you're making, then I definitely disagree with you. What the heck?
Wow.
You don't understand what
he's not even understanding what I'm getting at.
Yeah, and I do understand what you're saying.
Like a professional, and he's just.
Well, he is kind of a professional. He's a very, very erudite, educated person. I believe objective facts can exist. I believe objective things probably even do exist. I can't say the Bible is one of them, and I think General would have a very, very difficult time making that kind of threshold to demonstrate that the Bible is objective truth.
But he actually laid out a criteria into
Yeah,
which
yeah,
he could.
He did.
That's
Sure.
the thing. Like, it's an incredible fucking burden, but at least he knows it.
Yeah, no, he's self-aware of that, and that's fine.
I think it's a cop-out, to be honest, the way he's arguing.
How was it a cop-out?
How is being honest a cop-out? I don't understand this. Help me out here,
I believe
Zulu.
it's subjective, and that's 100%. There's no
But your
compromise.
belief doesn't make it objective. You can't just say, I believe this to be objective.
Compromising. But he's compromising. That's what
do you
he's doing
understand that a belief, you're saying that you believe it to be objective doesn't make it objective? Because objective, by definition, is mind independent.
I realize that, Steve. But what this guy's doing, he's compromising. He's compromising to ease the tension, because obviously.
What tension?
I have no idea what my
the way
chat's
you're
not
arguing
working.
is the same as how a Muslim would argue for the Quran. Like the Muslim.
Don't compare me to a jihad.
He's not. He's saying that.
I'm not. What I'm saying is, if a Muslim was in this room and said, "No, the Quran is objectively true," you need to establish that, just as you would need to establish to the Muslim that the Bible is objectively true.
Like,
you can't just make the statement.
But Islam is easy to refute, though. That's the thing.
Yeah, well,
it's inconsistent.
Thing of Christianity.
But you guys say a lot of things, and the Bible says the fool says there's no God in his heart. So that counts as you guys.
Thanks, Theris, for dropping by. But so's the Bible, Zulu, in a lot of places. The Bible's very easy to refute in a couple places. I will agree with that.
You can't refute the Bible because everything on evil.com I've already refuted. There's nothing you could say. Oh, he loves killing. Ooh, that's all you say.
Oh, I'm not talking about the moral. I'm not talking about the moral stuff. I'm talking about the science.
There's nothing you can say. Even the science. Did you watch Genesis is a History? Watch that video, and you will never be.
Okay, hang on.
Documentary.
Yeah, that by the way is
it's
that. If you want to see that movie, go watch the reviews that Paula G and Psystrike did, because they tore that movie to shreds.
Don't watch the.
They said it was the worst piece of crap they've seen, and I have no doubt. No, it's science, dude. It's not
atheists watching the film.
Zulu, one thing you've got to understand.
It doesn't mean they're wrong.
There's a difference between theology and science, and you keep mixing them up for some reason.
What do you mean is subjective review?
The Bible is so scientific.
I think all reviews are subjective, are they not? How do you have a non-subjective review?
Dude, the Bible is so scientific, man. Like, only if you knew, dude.
Okay, you want to see something? Wait, can I ask something? Go ahead. I'm gonna show you quick.
Please demonstrate it.
Well, no, I just had a question.
I would love for you to demonstrate the science.
It's a question from the comments. I don't want to answer because they're all losers.
Especially when Steve knows about my concordance model.
Yeah.
Go ahead, you first.
Being a bit like condescending.
While you do that, I'm going to figure out why my chat's not working.
I mean, like, I present a challenge, but I'm not trying to be like dog.
I just have a quick interjection.
Go ahead.
Okay. Even people who become ministers who go and take seminary school learn about other religions. Hilarious. I'm not sure if that's what your name is or whatever, but look, if you can't learn about the knowledge of even the basis of religion itself, how can you argue and say that you're being objective about your own religion?
Because the way I see other religions is they're not true, they're not reality, they're just a fantasy. It's like reading a story. It's like reading a fairy tale.
And that's how people that's how people look at the Bible sometimes.
Can I say something really quick?
Silence. I'm not finished. So when I look at these other religions, to me it would be just like reading Red Riding Hood. Maybe if it was for educational purpose, I would have to revise these religions, but it wouldn't be applied to my spiritual life as the Bible is.
I want to say something really quick here. Do you notice how he says "to me"? That would mean that it's subjective.
Yep.
This is his subjective evaluation of it.
Well, not to boast, but you guys aren't really clear spiritually since you think there is no God. So,
but Zulu, you just totally ignored what he just said.
With what I just said.
Yeah, you just went from A to potato. He just said when you say "to me," you inherently have some kind of subjectivity in what you're saying.
Well, is there anyone else like me here, Steve? No. So why would I say to us?
Okay,
does that make any
sense?
sense?
How is this going over your head, Zulu?
Here's a difference, right? If I present you with the proof for Mott's last theorem, and I go, here's the proof that it's true, or if I say, let's say, prior to that proof happening a few years ago, for almost a century, or maybe over a century, for Matt's last theorem, people would say, well, to me it seems like it's true, but we don't have any demonstration of it, right? Those are two different things. One of those is objective. I can present you with the actual proof, and one of those is subjective, based upon my experience with mathematics.
No, that's not true.
How is that? How is that not a perfect example?
Because if I had said to Christians or to us, you would have said, "Who's us? I'm not a Christian." Da, 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 da. So
that's
obviously, when
subjective.
I say to me, you understand that I'm talking about a worldview and from my worldview, it is objective and it is reality. From your worldview, you think that my worldview isn't reality. Therefore, you come to the conclusion that my worldview is subjective.
That sounds very subjectivist.
That's still subjective.
What is objective is dependent on your worldview. That's
okay, so what if I'm actually right about my worldview and all of your other worldviews aren't right?
Something important to add here.
Well,
I'm not going to shut up until I add it.
Right.
Dale's wager.
Wait, Sam was saying something.
Yeah. Well, also Zulu, you're ignoring the fact that subjective opinions can be held by multiple people. What makes something subjective versus objective has to do with what the truth is. The truth of the proposition is contingent on. That means that if it's due to any impression rather to things that are true regardless of someone or a group of people's impression. So you can say to Christians, but that doesn't make it objective. That's still subjective.
Okay. So if my worldview turns out to be correct, which is the Bible, right? Then does that mean I'm still subjective?
Yes, because you still are saying, you still very well could still you have a subjective impression that those things seem like they are fairy tales, right? There are an infinite number of possibilities of what they could be, and if you want to say that they are something close to objectively true, you would need to provide actual data that they are that thing.
So if I can provide you evidence, if I can show you the evidentiality in the Bible, then will that give you the impression that it is objective rather than subjective, and everything around it is subjective?
You said in the Bible never mind.
He's just switching gears. Yeah, I mean, there's a fundamental.
Be patient, Sam.
There's a fun. I am being patient. Everyone is jumping around.
Hey Zulu, respect your elders. I think everybody in here is older than you, so don't go calling them
I haven't
son.
swear to anybody.
I've got socks older than
anybody.
you.
I've respected every single person. I've even apologized to General.
You should all slow down.
All right, go ahead, Sam. Continue.
Do you want me to call you Uncle
Zulu,
Sam?
that was not your cue to go on. Go ahead, Sam.
Well, I mean, again, there is a difference between, the issue is that Zulu thinks that true equals objective, which is not the case, right? There are plenty of things that we can regard as being instrumentally true just by virtue of some subjective thing, right? If I say Beyonce is beautiful, right? That is true to me.
That's
subjective.
It's a brute fact.
Yeah.
Well, it's an incorrigible fact, isn't it?
I'm in the middle of a fucking sentence. but it's one of those things, right? Like there's no objective way of confirming a subjective impression, right? Like so like hilarious is conflating absolute, true, and objective, and something can be false and it can be objectively false. Something can be subjectively absolute, right? Like none of these are overlapping terms that can overlap, but they don't necessarily do so, and there's a fundamental confusion here.
All right, so if I say, well, hang on. If I say, look at, I like vanilla over chocolate ice cream. So if I say I like vanilla ice cream, that is an incorrigible belief. That is an incorrigible truth. It's true because of virtue that I've said it and I believe it, but it's not objective. It's completely subjective.
100%. Yeah, that's
so,
an example. I could say, for instance, I think that it's absolutely, what's an example? That chocolate is absolutely the best flavor of anything, regardless, all times. It's just absolutely the case, right? But that's all based on my taste, right? I also don't think that's the case. But
that's different. That's not what I'm saying, though.
Right? Like that is true. It's subjective, and it's absolute, right? But it's subjective, right? These are different categories, and just because they happen to intersect a lot doesn't mean that they're the same.
Let me give you a better example, okay? So let's say most of us in here, most of you guys are old Earth evolutionists, right? So let's say that worldview is correct, and that creationism and young Earth is incorrect, and all of these other things are worldviews. Would you say that your worldview, knowing and giving evidence and 100% that is correct, why then would it not be objective if that itself is correct and it's a fact? It's not a matter of taste of chocolate or your personal preference. It's just a fact.
First of all, I don't consider the age
why
of
would that be? Why would that be subjective?
Zulu, why are you trying to conflate being correct with being objective?
Right.
Like something can be objective and be wrong, right? Like in Euclidean geometry, two parallel lines will never intersect. That's objective based on those axioms. But it's also false, right? Because if you introduce curvature, it ends up on a space, it ends up being false, right? Like things can be objective and be false, right? What matters is the ability to reason or verify a position. Is that dependent on things that are independent of subjective opinions?
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Just have one more quick thing. Okay, you got to realize, yes, Christianity is there, but it is not the oldest known religion. Okay, there are so many more religions way older than just Christian religion, and you're only going on basically a fact of what you've read as far as what's been copied from other religions and borrowed here, edited there, re-edited.
I have a video on my channel called "Is the Bible Plagiarized?" Just watch that, and then maybe you'll be more enlightened. Anyway, what's next?
What other videos should I watch? Wait, let me get a list of these videos that I need to watch because I need some entertainment this evening.
Is the Bible plagiarized? It's basically a debate between Vekel and African Goddess about the Bible being plagiarized.
If I want to listen to Vekel drone on, I'll listen to my own ass.
Yeah, I would rather.
There was no need for that because it was actually a good debate. But
I would actually. I mean, if I'm going to look into that, I'd rather look into what biblical scholars and then religious scholars are going to say about it. I'm not going to look into a YouTube debate, to be honest. Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, it also.
But no. See, Sam, they lie. He's telling the truth, right?
It's one of those things, right? Like it's the same with if
I'm being very patient with you guys.
I'm fucking with
Becky. Do you want a fucking cookie? Like, I don't know what you want.
Zulu,
I'm being very patient.
But Zulu, you think that anything the Clown Car Posse says, like G-Man and those guys, is objective facts? They don't fact check. Well, hang on. Let me finish. They don't.
Clowns.
They are clowns. They don't fact.
They threw you out of their group.
They think you're in a cult. Yeah, they think you're in a cult. They're not your friends. I assure you.
Hold on, Steve. Hold on. Zulu, do you know that Vekel and I are actually related, right?
What?
No, you're not.
Yeah, they actually are.
Go ask him.
Yeah, they are.
Go ask him. I fuck with all my relatives. Go ask him.
And you met him?
Not yet. I was supposed to. He never showed up in New York. But he and I are more than likely, I'm 90% sure we're related.
Well, Dragon, are all related, dude. We all come from Adam and Eve. So
No, I'm
welcome,
talking
welcome,
about
Uncle.
actually,
Welcome, Uncle.
That makes no
We're all related from Adam and Eve.
Come on, God.
Welcome, Uncle Dragonauts.
While you're
Is that
talking
objective?
about, that's your friend, I can talk about my cousins.
Wait, is that objective, Zulu? That we all come from Adam and Eve? Is that objective?
Well, we all come from somewhere.
That's not what I asked you. I said, do we come from Adam and Eve? Is that objective?
We don't come from Adam and Eve.
No kidding.
Two people.
General, you're not a Christian, dude. So I don't want to hear from you.
He's more Christian than you, Zulu.
Censorship right here.
Yeah, the guy that even his own friends call a cultist is telling somebody else they're not Christian. The irony.
No, G-Man has never called me a cult, dude. So you need to be careful with the claims you're making. None of my friends have called me a cult. It's those Calvinist losers that call me a cult.
Isn't Veckel Calvinist?
Yeah, Veckel is a Calvinist.
To my knowledge, Veckel's a Calvinist.
Yeah.
Well, Veckel's never called me
and
a cult.
again, we've already determined they don't fact check. The whole purpose of this hangout was to show that G-Man doesn't care about facts. And you agreed that's not my position that he was espousing. So yeah, his honesty and his fact checking is pretty shitty.
I'll contact you. I'm going to watch the video and I'll give you my opinion. I haven't watched the video. It doesn't sound like you would say something like that.
Well, no shit.
I haven't watched the video.
If he's in the hangout right here.
What did Steve not say?
Okay, let me fill this in because now that John... Is your mic working, John?
Yeah, can you hear me fine now?
Yeah, much better. Okay, so I don't know if you watched the Drunken Peasants last night. Vadim was on there. And I'll give you a link. And they were running a 24-hour stream. But anyways, G-Man was on this morning and he was basically laying the story out that he knows somebody that claims that you can believe in a deity or God and still be an atheist, referring to me. And he even said he was going to go on Drunken Peasants and do this. Regardless of the fact that I explained to him yesterday, that is not my position, nor do I believe that it makes sense to say that you believe in a deity and then call yourself an atheist. You could do that, nominally speaking, I guess, but it doesn't really make any sense to do so, right? Just like I can say I'm a brown cow, doesn't make me a brown cow. So in the nominalistic sense, you can say that, but it doesn't make it true.
Well, no, I mean,
if you were an other kin, you could say that.
Yeah, it's one of those things, though, right? It's like that group of people, we could call them whatever they want, right? Like there is a pattern among really all of them. I mean, I can speak more specifically to G-Man and True Empiricism because I haven't, and Tommy Hall. Like these are people who do lie, and we've caught them in multiple lies, right? Like True Empiricism claimed he had a master's in organic chemistry.
Sure, fuck did.
And then later admitted that he had no education in the area. So I mean, you can say all these things, right? Like that you can say as many things. Like me and Drag fuck with each other all the time, and we make fun of each other. But I wouldn't call him dishonest. I don't think he'd say the same about me, right? I'm pretty even-handed with people.
What does this have to do with Zulu?
Wait, Peradventure, I have a question. Do you know how we date and says 2007? Question. We know that we say the Earth is older than 2017. Can I just ask the question? Why is it used to? Why did they say 2017?
What?
Well, okay, hold on. Okay, first off, I've got to go back to work, so I need to get out about the whole G-Man thing. My opinion.
So no answer to my question. Okay.
No, I'm gonna answer your question there, Zulu Shaka Zulu person.
Hilarious Zulu, dude. Oh my God, have some respect for my name, dude.
Okay, I got the reference. Ha 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 ha.
Well, okay. So the whole G-Man thing. I mean, he anytime he just seems like the person that anytime he can get some kind of thing in his head, he's gonna latch onto it and he'll throw it out, even if he knows he's wrong. He can be totally wrong on something and still throw it out there like it's a fact.
Just like what Drax said. That's exactly what Drax said, basically.
Well, yeah, and I mean, he's gonna latch onto it as soon as something gets in his head. He's gonna latch onto it and use it whenever he can. Now, as far as I think Zulu, your question was why are our calendars numbered to 2017 right now?
when you say the Earth is millions of years, or when young Earth creation say the Earth is thousands of years. I was trying to ask, just out of curiosity, is it the date where humans started to date the calendar, or I just wanted to know out of curiosity?
The Roman Empire is the short answer.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, because it's not actually when, like, that's the thing, is like Christ, I think, is estimated between, like, I want to say 2 and 6 BC. I leave General to correct me, but it's actually a few years before year 0.
So when we go down from 2017, we're going down to the start of the Roman calendar, basically.
No, we're not. No, that's
we're
not.
We're counting up.
We're counting up, right? Like the issue is that, like, the Roman.
No, if I was to go back, like 2016,
you're either
2015.
going to ask me the question and then let me answer it, or you're going to interrupt me in the middle of the answer. Okay, so basically the Roman Empire, for a variety of reasons, likely to consolidate some of their power, became officially Christian. But when they did this was hundreds of years after, the time of Christ. So what they ended up doing was they ended up backdating it to a year that they estimated Christ was born. It turns out it's not the actual year, but it's a rough estimate. And so it's all just a legacy. If you want to know why they have the calendar that they have, that has deeper roots. But I could give you an example of a few months, like July. Do you notice how that's a lot like Julius Caesar?
Okay.
August is like
Augustine,
Augustus.
I think. Augustus, right?
Augustus.
October is a lot
Yeah,
like Octavian.
No, I was just wondering why we don't say million 18th of something, or instead of saying 2000.
Calendars. Can I correct something?
Because nobody's retarded.
Humans haven't been around for that long.
Wait, so the Earth isn't only 2017 years old?
Humans have been longer than 2007.
Trying to say something here.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. The first of all, using the old terms, this is 2017 AD. AD stands for Anno Domini, which means in the year of our Lord. So Sam is correct. They made an estimate of when Christ was born. They got it wrong, and so essentially everything has been dated from them Anno Domini, and BC is before Christ. However, you've got something wrong there, Sam. The way the Roman calendar was done. Well, January is Janus, the two-headed god. February is a celebration. We should be out there wild partying all of February. March is Mars, the god of Mars. April is the goddess Venus. April being a variation of her name. May, the goddess Maya. June, the goddess Juno. July and August are Julius and Augustus Caesar. The rest of the months are numbered.
October,
the rest of the months are numbered. You go from July, August, September. Septem means 7. 10. November is...
October is 8. November is 9. December is
I'm sorry.
10.
No, you're right. Okay. December is 10. But you'll notice that December is the 10th month. Yeah, sorry about that. That was a minor part there. But you'll notice that December is actually the 12th month. The reason for that is that when they created in August for Julius and Augustus Caesar, they didn't want to attack them at the end in winter. They put them in the middle and they shoved everything back. So the 10th month, December, is actually the 12th month, and go on backwards.
If I may, real quick, the live chat doesn't seem to be working on my end. I have like 100 people almost watching. If the live chat's working out there, that's good. I just don't see it working on my end. So somebody can let me know internally. I'm still trying to resolve it. Paul, you wanted to add something? You came in. By the way, welcome.
Oh, thank you. Who the hell's G-Man? And what?
No.
Wait,
are
you
being serious on that, Paul?
I remember when I first said that.
G-Man.
Trust me, you don't want to know.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
No, hold on. I want to hear his question. Go ahead. There's
again. Like there's the moment before you Googled blue waffle, and then the moment
you can't take it back.
I didn't hear you. because everyone was talking. I want to hear the full question.
Yeah, my question is, who the fuck is G-Man? Why start caring? Why the hell is he lying on?
So who is? I'll answer that in all
Please.
parts because I gotta go soon because my phone's running out of power. I'll check if my code is finished running. I'll be listening. G-Man, who the hell is G-Man? You don't want to know. B, what was it? Why is he always lying? I don't know. It might have to do with dick size. It might have to do with however his life went. And there was one other question in there.
Yeah, why the fuck should I care?
You should definitely not care. It's kind of like the first time that your friend sent you to lemonparty.com.
Or meat spin or happy puppy.
Yeah, I'm just here to rip the Hello America crew.
That's a terrible representation of G-Man, by the way.
By the way,
if you want to know, watch his channel.
That's true too, man. By all means, watch his channel. Nobody else does. He needs all the viewers he can get. I have 100 people watching. He gets about 12 nowadays. But go watch.
Just quickly, in regards.
Could I do a shameless?
Go nuts, man. Why not?
Yeah, Steve has no shame. Why
I have none. Sam has seen the women I've dated. I have no shame. I assure you.
Yeah, you showed me some.
I know.
I'll quickly say something to Jade. Jade, I hold to the Holocene calendar.
Okay, great. What was Paul going to say?
Just every other Sunday. Hopefully, Sundays are still a thing, but tune into the Hello America YouTube channel. We do live streams on there. Anything goes as long as you stay
Is
on
it the evening or the morning? Because I do the Sunday show in the morning.
It's 4:30 p.m.
Oh, okay, that's way
Pacific,
after mine.
7:30 Eastern Standard Time.
Go nuts!
So.
Yeah, as long as you don't take my time slot, I don't care. My Sunday show's in the morning.
If you want on, you can DM or I don't know, Paul. You're the shield master for us, so you say it.
All right,
that's a little bit different when I slide into the DMs.
But just contact me on Twitter at Bobby Fletcher.
Somebody get this man the Wikipedia on G-Man, so he can catch up and get up to speed because it's so well written. It's awesome.
1 second. Just contact.
Also, I was joking.
Just contact my bro Adam at hello_America. Just at hello_America.
Okay, let me give you a really brief actual synopsis of G-Man. G-Man is a petulant child that has a channel that he got promoted on, the Drunken Peasants, a long time ago. He basically goes around spewing the most ridiculous theistic arguments against atheists, and he has no concept whatsoever of almost any type of science whatsoever. He confuses theology with biology. He doesn't understand that dog populations have dogs. He doesn't grasp that flies have flies. Anything that you would think a 3-year-old would understand, G-Man doesn't get. That's pretty much G-Man.
Can I give you an accurate representation?
Okay, let's take a vote here. When I'm not accurate, what is not accurate about that? Please.
Ride his bike around parks.
I don't see what's funny.
What is not accurate there?
I don't see what's funny.
I want to hear this.
All right, Zulu. Tell me how I'm not accurate.
Like, have some respect, dude.
Let Hulu talk.
Go ahead, Zulu. By all means.
Talk. Okay.
Yeah, cool. Misrepresent my name. Freaking
It was an accident.
Dingo.
I mispronounced it.
Freaking dingo. That's who you are.
Being a dick.
He's
Come on, Zulu. Go ahead. What's your interpretation of Mr. G-Man?
I'm against you guys.
If you all shut up, I would say.
Frank. Shh. Frank, it's quiet time. Quiet time. Okay. Zulu, go ahead.
Shut your mouth.
Be quiet.
Well, Zulu, let's not go there. Come on, go ahead. You have the floor, Zulu. Tell us your opinion on G-Man.
Okay, so if you watch his channel, you'll see that he tackles the Black Hebrew Israelites. He's very good with his ministry.
He does do that. He does a good job. Yes.
Okay, interrupt me then when I'm trying to speak.
I'm agreeing with you. I'm allowed to interrupt. I'm agreeing with you. Go ahead.
Okay. He's also very good at arguing with atheists. He's been on the Drunken Peasants, and he's done a lot of series like G-Man versus the World. And although the atheists like to mock him and mistreat him, a lot of theists actually watch his videos and get inspired from them. Myself, I got inspired to do YouTube from G-Man, watching G-Man's videos.
I can tell you right now that
Zulu and 10 other people.
I can tell you right now that G-Man has probably brought more people to atheism than any atheist activist that I've ever met.
Zulu, were you finished?
Oh, that's 100%.
Yeah.
Well,
That's
they
absolutely
weren't Christians in the first place, then, dude. Because if you're a Christian, you're not going to fall
that's
into the
it.
faith that easily.
Yeah. G-Man. See, the problem is that Zulu's new to the community. He doesn't really know G-Man like the rest of us, right? We've all dealt
I've
with
been
G-Man
watching G-Man for a long time. I haven't been vocal.
You've been watching. You have not been interacting.
Yes, I've watched all his videos.
Hey, so there's one person in this hangout who's actually met G-Man in person. You want to guess who it is?
General Zod.
Yeah, and then you strangled him across
I know
the
General
neck.
Zod.
No,
Or at least I know a General Zod. If
Okay,
this is the same one.
okay. So, this is really, really interesting. What did you just say, Zulu?
You strangled him across the neck in one of those videos.
Okay, so do you know whose idea that was?
G-Man.
G-Man's.
I'll give you one guess. Whose idea that was?
I don't know.
Oh, come on. Take a wild guess.
Did you bother asking him where that video or why someone even took a video of that or a picture of that?
No, because I was worried. I didn't know what was going on.
What was his idea?
So rather than asking G-Man, hey, why is Dragnot strangling you like that, and why is someone taking a picture? You assumed that I attacked this man, and then proceeded to hang out with him for the rest of the day like nothing had happened.
So much for fact checking.
That makes sense to you?
What's the point you're trying to make here?
What is this fascination with not fact checking?
In what strange world do I choke someone and then have them hang out with me for the rest of the day?
Dude, listen here. The point was you guys are misrepresenting G-Man.
No, we're not. No, we're not. Do you know?
Drag, I just want to say, G-Man picks up skunks.
Do you know that G-Man for the longest time thought atheists were trying to kill him?
Why he would then continue to hang out with you after you strangled him?
He actually thought that Dragnot and JD wanted to kill him, and I don't mean in the metaphorical sense.
No, he actually said that.
He actually said many times.
No, he said that when we met him in person. He still said that.
Zulu, you don't know half the shit that has gone down in this community. Trust me.
I know about the bullhorn. I know about a lot of things. I've been watching him for 3 years, dude. So I know quite a bit.
Okay. Is he
Ever since he was 13?
Davis? Is he like Terry A. Davis levels of crazy?
Oh, come on, man. No. Terry A. Davis.
I don't know who that is.
I don't know. Terry A. Davis is a... It's just... go ahead, Paul. Whatever.
I don't know who that is.
I just have to constantly ask myself sometimes whenever Phil, tosses me the link to something. I'm just kind of like, what in the merry fuckfest did I just walk into?
I don't know how you don't know G-Man. G-Man has been around the G+ community for a while. He has a YouTube channel like the rest of us. Like I said, the problem with G-Man is, most of his viewers he got very early on. They don't watch his shit, and they're all hate subs. He has if he has 9,000 whatever subs, but he gets maximum 40 people watching. I have 100 people watching today, and I have a fraction of his subs. Fraction.
Okay.
And this
is it over 9,000?
Over 9,000 subs, yeah. Yeah, it's over 9,000 subs. I mean, it's not just about the subs and the views. It's the fact that people will come to these channels, like my channel and Dragnot's and some other people's, to actually be entertained. They'll have fun. They'll listen in. They get in the live chat. The live chat seems to be broken on my end, and they might learn something.
Can I say something about that?
Sure.
Following the live chat, and I keep having to refresh it. It is working. People are commenting. I don't know if it's broken for everyone, but every time I refresh it, it loads, and then it says
unable to connect to chat.
Yeah, it says unable to connect to chat.
That's what I'm getting as well.
So I'll wait a little bit, and then I'll reload it again, and there are more comments. So it works if you continuously reload the stupid thing.
But it's not happening the same problem for everybody. I think it might just be like the West Coast. I think I've had this problem where one coast it was fine, one coast it's not. I don't know. But anyways,
yeah, I don't.
Same over in the UK.
Yeah, I was just going to say perhaps the people who are in the live chat could comment and say if they're having a problem or not.
Yeah, it is definitely on their end. It's not on mine. It's on Google.
We could pray the problem away.
Oh, that's going to help a lot.
Pray, please.
I'm sorry, but God is busy looking for people's car keys.
Well, but you can try to pray the
But anyways, did that give you?
Pray that away, but,
Paul, did that give you an answer in a nutshell?
I'm more of a proactive kind of guy.
I'm curious about something. Hey Zulu, what have you learned from true empiricism?
Or G-Man, scientifically speaking.
Scientifically speaking, what have you learned from him?
And by the way, you can say absolutely nothing.
No, there's no question on top of them. I'm answering the first question one at a time. So what I would say to that is I've learned quite a lot with him actually. I was in a hangout with him. I learned some facts of variation and why evolution is false. I also learned about the.
Well, hold on.
I wouldn't say that.
I wanted to kind of unpack it a little bit because I'm going to leave in a few minutes. When you say variation, what specifically do you mean by that?
Yeah,
I learned about microevolution more in depth rather than
you said,
simply
but you
saying
said variation. What do you mean by variation?
Variation in different types within a kind or within a species.
I don't know what that means in English. Can you explain to me?
Okay, so do you want me to explain it to you then?
I've asked it. Yes, please do.
So you have the feline, and there's lions, and there's cats, and there's all these different types of animals within this one species or this one kind. I learned more in depth about using that kind of line of argument when talking to evolutionists rather than saying that they all have a common ancestor. Yeah. So I learned more in depth about variation.
So you learned. We asked.
Another one.
Hang on, one at a time. Let's take one at a time. We asked you about biology, not what the creationist thing is. We asked you what actual science you learned. That has nothing to do with your science we just said.
That's science.
Really? Okay, can you show me in any textbook?
So you've learned nothing then.
Any textbook it mentions anything about kinds.
Well,
go ahead.
If you listen to Kent Hovind and you look how the textbooks...
I'm asking about science.
We come from a primordial soup of garbage.
I'm asking about science. I'm not asking about primordial soup. Zulu, do you have...
This is what I wanted to suss out. You're learning
nothing.
Apologetics from true. You're not learning science.
Yeah, you're learning jack shit about actual science.
I was going to explain what else I learned, but obviously you won't learn
why don't you just do one thing at a time?
You're not going to school me on these things. You ask for a question, I'm giving you the answer.
What's the second thing you explained? What's the second thing? Yeah, of course, because you've just demonstrated you haven't learned shit so far. So what's the second thing you think you've learned?
Yeah, thanks for the representation. Anyway,
it's true though. It's absolutely true. Your definition of variation is not even true.
Whatever you say is true, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Anyway. When it comes to science, we can validate. It's more likely to be true than what you're saying right now because you're not saying anything scientific. Yeah. So what is your second thing you've learned?
The second thing I learned was I watched one of his videos on how it's possible that people back in the day could have lived up to 1,000, or they could have lived up to 900. Okay, laugh at me, dude. I'm trying to answer your questions. Is this how the atheist community treats people?
No, this is how people that know a little about science treat people that say stupid shit.
About anything. All you want to do is mock people and laugh at them, dude.
Yeah, welcome to my channel. It's entertainment. We make fun of dumb shit.
You do know.
Before you take me out of context, let me finish what I said.
Okay, go ahead.
That's what you're going to do.
Go ahead.
Okay.
I'm curious.
So I watched the video, and it was telling me that because of the water surrounding the planet before the flood, there was less ultraviolet, there was less sun rays, and we know that is a very big factor in reducing, in adding.
But the sun's inside the firmament. It's not outside the firmament.
Wait. Let him respond. Let him respond. Go ahead.
Please. Okay. Yeah, swear at me, you freaking loser. Anyway, it says in the.
So you were saying
know that
you're saying you go back to what you're just saying about the water world and.
Yes, because when you see, we have different environments. If you watch the Genesis, is it history? They call it epochs. There's 3 different environments and 3 different major events. I'll say 4 in the Bible. So we have the perfect environment, and then we have the second environment, which is the fall and the curse, and then we have the third environment, which is the after effects of the flood. So when you look at the after effects of the flood, you see that because of the destruction of the pure and original plants, and you see that the increase of sun rays and ultraviolet rays is greatly decreasing the age of human beings, lowering our lifespan.
Just a quick clarifying question: do you believe in the canopy theory? Is that what you're saying?
There's a lot of evidence towards it from the biblical standpoint.
So can I do a rejoinder here? I asked you a question about what you learned about science. You gave me creationism and apologetics. No, it's not. Hang on, Steve. Listen to General. Hang on. This is important. I don't care about the. I don't care about the creationism. Dragnot asked a very specific question that we want to point out and to make it very clear that what Zulu's talking about is not science.
Maybe I should have asked a better question. Hold on. Maybe I should have asked a better question.
Because secular. So tell me what I've learned from secular science. Yeah, that's a better question.
So maybe I should have said that then. Fine. What has he taught you? Any type of quote unquote secular science
that you think that actually is taught in the classroom? Yeah. Better yet, what have you learned about what we know about sciences that we all here probably agree upon.
I learned from G-Man that the Earth is not flat, and from
we agree on. Okay, we all agree upon that. Yay! Any flat earthers in here?
Okay.
We smart.
Okay, we smart. That's a high. We've got the bar. We've got the bar lowered to the as lower we can go. We're not all flat earthers.
I want to give it.
I ain't playing with your script, boy. I know all the answers.
Okay, so such as so like the properties of water, cohesion, adhesion, that sort of thing. It doesn't matter what, what side of the fence that you're on. Has he taught you anything in like the chemistry of life, for example?
He's told me about the DNA code and how it supports Adam and Eve. I've watched one of his videos on the DNA code.
Well, I'm specifically. Well, let me clarify. I'm specifically referring to quote unquote secular science, stuff that's actually taught in classroom.
It would be pointless to learn pseudoscience or things that are fairy tales when I could learn actual science.
Okay, so he's not taught you any type of formal science.
I mean, he doesn't sit down with me and read a book to me. I don't really talk to him continuously. I watch his videos.
So Zulu, let me ask you this: we're willing to learn what creationists believe, right? We have to know what creationists believe in order to refute them. You're saying you won't even actually learn what there's actually taught because for reasons, and you won't learn. How could you, if you won't learn what's actually taught? How can you actually refute it? We at least know both sides. We know the bullshit story the creationists put out, but we also know some basic real science.
Okay,
but Steve, you want to understand what creationists believe so you can think about it or have your view on it. But then it doesn't help when you laugh at them and mock them
because it's funny shit, dude. It's hilarious.
They won't be comfortable to approach you.
I don't care, dude. Okay, dude. Let me make this very clear to you. I know you're new to the community. My channel is entertainment. I mock this shit. I make no bones about it. I laugh at people that promote flat Earth. I laugh at people that promote younger creationism.
Okay, hold on. I need to add something.
Medicare. If I had to call,
is anybody wait? Hang on. Is anybody really surprised by me? Wait, Hiller. Is anybody really surprised in the years that I've been on YouTube that is shocked to find out that I mock people of that incompetent level of stupidity?
That's actually like 90% of my channel.
Yeah, so welcome to the fucking great debate community.
Oh my God.
That's kind of like a hallmark here. But here's the thing.
So what are you teaching people? Let's ask you now.
Oh, great, good question. Awesome, Drag. Go ahead. Drag had a great video this morning. Go ahead.
You're teaching people that G-Man's an idiot. You're teaching people that
G-Man is an idiot.
That's what you're teaching people. You're not teaching people science.
Really? Oh, really? Oh, wait. Hang on.
Wow. Well, actually.
Hey, Steve, can you explain polonium halos?
Yeah, I mean, I had a 2-hour PowerPoint presentation on polonium halos there. Go refute it. If that's not real science, then what is?
Just to give you a little bit about what I do in real life.
By the way, I'm not a kid. I'm 18, so you don't need to treat me like a minor or like defame me.
Okay,
you're a teenager.
Go ahead, Drag.
Okay, that's fine. I am.
I'm not a teenager. I'm 18.
Zulu.
Okay. In the UK, 18 is an adult. I don't know in America.
Zulu. Okay, we get it. Drag. Go ahead.
I completely agree. You're a big boy. Okay, so I am actually a biology tutor. Like that is something that I get paid for. So when you say that, I'm not teaching anyone anything and I'm just mocking, that's actually very false. I get on the internet.
I mean on the internet.
And I talk shit about stupid I did. When I'm on the internet, there is a duality to me. If you bring up some ridiculous stuff to me, I'm going to laugh at it. If I say something ridiculous, I expect other people to laugh at me and correct me at some point. It's just to be expected. So I'm not sure why you get upset when you know and you expect people to scoff and mock at your beliefs. Why is that a shock to you?
Because they have the choice to do that, but they're choosing to do that when they don't have to. I mean, if you don't agree with me or G-Man or Ron or any of us, why do you continuously pursue us?
You guys
when we're not harming you, we're not even talking about you.
Well, I do think dumbing down people is doing harm. I do actually mean that because it's not just the fact that people believe in flat Earth or young Earth that is necessitating a harm to our youth, but that leads to other shit like anti-vaxxing. And
evolution atheism is a harm to our youth because they've got nothing to believe in and they commit suicide. And
that's just hyperbole.
Atheism is probably.
Well, that's
what it is.
Actually, I'm sorry. Well,
wait. I got something I got to say to.
I'd like to actually jump in first, Paul, because I've been waiting on.
Druss.
All right, Druss and then Paul. Hang on, Paul. Druss, go ahead.
Okay. So,
but don't go down too much in this rabbit hole with his atheist stuff because he's digging.
No, it's pretty.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Go, Druss.
Really quick and short. So, felines are kind. So, 2 felines went onto the Ark, 2,400 years BC.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
So, I'm going to share my screen.
We're not
Fair enough.
there, Goose. There we go.
So there we have an Egyptian cat, and I've got to go in a second. And then we have a Sumerian lion, both well over 3,500 years old.
Obviously, there's lions and cats. There'll be different types of felines.
But there's still kinds of cats.
I think you're missing the point. Is how did they speciate from two animals, right? One pair into all the different types of Felidae?
I didn't say that.
Well, that's what you would have to. Do you not understand that that's how you have to describe?
The lions would have existed at that point. All these different types of cats would have existed.
No, because you say kinds. Animals were taken onto the ark by
As
their
kind. And so you have two kinds of
only
cats.
Have to take the little cat, and you will get a lion from it later.
Right, exactly. So
And
you
that's why it's so stupid.
Yes. No, it's not stupid.
It is stupid. You can't do it. Hilarious.
Oh my
It is biologically impossible.
We've already seen.
All right, hang on. All right, Paul, go ahead. You were waiting next. Go ahead,
I
Paul.
was going to say, kid, you're 18 years old, right?
Yes.
I'm not a kid.
Still a
dude.
teenager.
I'm not a teenager, dude. In America, 21 is an adult.
Dude, you're not even able to drink. You're a kid. Go ahead.
Yes, I am actually in the UK.
All right, fine, whatever. Go ahead, Paul.
Let me finish. All right. You're 18 years old. You're legally an adult in the UK. Well, it's the same here. You're 18. You're legally an adult in the US. You have to wait till you're 21 to do stuff like drink, carry a firearm concealed, and be able to get permit to carry a
stupid though.
But still, you're a kid to me. You're 18. You know what I was doing? You know where I was at when I was 18?
Selling drugs.
No.
What?
Ass off. I was working my fucking ass off when I was 18 and I was able-bodied. I was doing that from 14 on up. You little shit.
Jesus, selling drugs? What is, dude?
I was too worried about paying the fucking bills instead of getting online and bitching at people.
And worse is.
So I am doing something with my life. This is just a hobby.
Okay, but here's the thing.
You don't know anything about me.
Wait, let me.
You don't know anything about me.
All right, guys, we're not gonna get into a shit
You don't
fest.
know
We're
anything
not gonna
about
get into a shit fest. Hang on, Zulu. Here's the difference.
Are you gonna allow this on your channel, Steve?
Yeah, damn right. That's what my people. Yeah, I got 100 people watching. They're enjoying this. Zulu, let me make this very clear to you. We don't have to learn a damn fucking thing about creationism in order to get through school and learn stuff for college. If you want to go through college and become educated, you need to learn basic shit. You cannot change that fundamental fact. No, it's a fundamental fact. You cannot get through college.
That's such a stupid argument, dude. You're saying just because it's taught in school.
Wait. Pseudo. God damn it, people.
Oh my God.
Can I finish my train of thought? Hang on. I'm only telling you that is a fact. In order to get through school and to have a college education, you need to have the correct information in order to pass these things. Now, you could say it's all false. You could say it's not true. Fine. I'm not telling you the validity of it is based upon the fact that it's true. What I'm telling you is you cannot get through college knowing creation science. Period. Does anybody disagree with me on that?
Can I?
Okay, there you go.
Okay, so hilarious. So I am a master's in engineering and physics and
He
math.
be smart.
So I've done my bachelor's, a general bachelor's in mechanical engineering and physics, and especially in aeronautical engineering. In 2009, when I was at the age of 21. In fact, that's when I was in my first year of my bachelor's. Now, ever since graduating after 3 years of that course, I've been tutoring, like what Dragnot's doing. In biology, he tutors. For me, I teach at the uni level calculus and multivariate calculus and first year physics. A good question that Steve has laid out. If you were to apply creationist perspective in an educational sense, could you please lay out one like a good thing that creation science has done as far as technology is concerned, and has it benefited society? Because as far as I can see, it's the so-called secular. I'll just quickly say this. As far as I can see, it's the so-called satanic science, I would like to point out, that has actually benefited society with the modern technology that we have, especially in this case, theory that encompasses things like even in computer science that we use that theory in that regard. So has creation science at all benefited us to the point that it should be included in the scientific curriculum?
I'm actually studying computer science, and I would say that supports more of creationism theology. But anyway, to answer your question, I would say that you got to look at who runs the world, and you got to look at the society that we live in, because the society that we live in, although they claim that it allows free thought and it's open to different views, it's not necessarily true, because the people that are controlling this government, controlling the world, already have an agenda and have a subjective view that they feel must be enacted, or they feel must be real for everybody else. So for me to come into the scientific field as a creationist, I'm answering your question.
No, you're not.
But
You're not actually.
Wait. I don't want anyone to butt in. I want him to finish his response, and then I want to come back to another response. Go ahead.
Oh my gosh, you guys are terrible at this. Anyway.
Yeah, it's us.
Because I know people will butt in. So go ahead, Zola. Just finish your point.
Because I've lost my train of thought now. Like, you can't keep doing this.
You're saying there's a conspiracy. So keep going. There's people that run the world and they're anti-God and so on. So keep going.
Okay, so like I was saying, you got to look at the society and the government that we live in and understand that they have an agenda against free thought, and they want to push whatever they have and enact it into the schools and into our educational system because it feels best to their worldview. If they were to, for an example, look at creationist worldview, if the government, let's say the government had a creationist mindset and they had a young earth creationist mindset, then there would still be advancements in technology, because the advancements in technology, we can discover something in science, but we write it in our books dependent on our worldview. So if I come from a worldview that it doesn't allow God, then whatever I put in that science book is based on my worldview. The theory may be correct, but the how that theory came to be would be in question. So the worldview is key to look out of the government and the society that we live in that is trapping us in this mindset that there is no God and that we can only look at evolution when there's a possible answer for creationism.
Okay, now I want to show you how illogical that actually is.
Please.
So I'm going to start with my personal experience in the lab out to various people, including Christians. So when I do, say, thermodynamics, and even Steve has saw my 1,100-page thermodynamic book by Single, when we do the equations to explain certain entropy laws and so on, I'm not thinking of some like conspiracy sense of some top dog boss guy that's governing, this science. I'm considering what the natural laws are telling me, and then I use mathematics to describe it in the lab, and that's all we do when we teach the students. The same thing can be seen in, for example, when James Clerk Maxwell, he was a very staunch Christian. Faraday approached him to, write up the mathematical formulas for light and electricity. That's what he did, and he never like following with what you just said. If you have like a Christian worldview and you'll still establish a scientific perspective. As a Christian, he didn't do that. As a Christian, to do, and that is allow science to be science and allow theology to be theology. Actually, more specific. If creation science is indeed valid, can you get high technology from creation science? Can you actually run a scientific course in all disciplines that would establish a genuine, functioning, high technology society? The courses at university ranging from biology to engineering. For example, pharmaceutics. You will not derive medicine from a theological book. You'll need genuine biochemistry principles in order for you to synthesize medicine.
Okay, I'll answer that question.
Yeah, go
okay,
ahead.
so the first problem with that question before I answer is you're asking me, is creationism going to allow advancements in technology and in the scientific field in the modern day system and in the educational system? The problem is, like I said earlier, you're looking at it from a world which is governed by a government that has its own view on reality. If we're looking at it from a world that is creationist,
Okay, can I quickly stop you there? Can I just quickly
the
stop
answer
you there?
the answer would be yes. You would still have these advancements, and probably even more advancements, because evolution holds us back, and the belief of no God holds us back. Okay, laugh at me. You know what? People are saying in the comments, I am being rude, but the only people that are being rude is all you idiots over here right now.
One second. Where are you getting the idea that the government,
Which government?
is the means by which
countries out there, dude? Which
where
government?
are you getting the idea? It's the government is the means by which that they choose what's to be taught or not. It's the scientists who actually lay out the case that this is what's needed in the curriculum because it works. Because
so you don't think they're hiding? You don't think they're hiding? You don't think they're hiding some things though? Like,
sure.
Do you honestly think everything?
Yeah, so
do you honestly think everything they reveal to us? Do you honestly think everything they reveal to us is the actual truth?
Don't bother.
I have so much faith in these people, dude. For real.
No, we don't. Stop acting like EKM, whatever his name is.
Unless you can actually see evolution take place with your own eyes.
We do.
Biological evolution. Let me be more specific.
We do.
1 second. If the government is on this conspiracy, I should be on in this conspiracy as well. James Clerk Maxwell would have to be.
Okay, can you show me in real time using observation and scientific testing that biological evolution is real? If you can show me that, or even show me a video, or even show me that with your own eye, then that will be enough.
Lansky's E. coli 20-year experiment. There you go. Dude, there's so many thousands of experiments.
When I say evolution, I mean macroevolution.
Oh, okay. So when he means this, he means this.
We're running down a rabbit hole.
Yeah, I know we are.
I know, a common ancestor.
Okay.
That's the kind of evolution.
First of all, Zulu, you got to get these terms. Okay, this is what I'm saying before, though. By the way,
let me just say this last question.
Go ahead.
I just want to quickly ask this last question.
Go ahead.
Now this is the crux of the entire argument. You haven't actually answered my question. Science. Would you get differential calculus from creation science? Would you get general relativity from creation science? Would you get biology and biochemistry from creation science? Yes or no?
I haven't looked into any of those things, so I can't answer that question. Maybe if you ask true empiricism or somebody who's
okay, yeah. Yeah, that's all needs to be said.
I'm being honest. I'm not gonna chat garbage, am I? I'm gonna be honest.
Let me point this out.
I'm
First of all, Zulu, my friend.
Okay, so here's why I asked that question, because differential calculus, all the fields of science, from some conspiracy or from Satan or something, they derive from what nature has revealed to us, and we use language to describe. Mathematics is a language. It's as simple as that.
General, why are you fighting against the Bible, dude? Do you know you're fighting against
he's not. But we're going to go down a rabbit hole, so hang on. Okay, time out.
You may not know.
Time out, Zulu. Time out. We're going down a rabbit hole. You keep meandering all over the place. I got to bring up on track. So let me throw this out there. I want to. By the way, I want to thank. We have over 100 people watching right now. I want to thank them all. I mean, this is amazing. Poor Pimp, I tried to get him over here. He had 7 people. I felt bad for him. I wanted to get him in. So if you can get Pimp Monk in here, get him in here. I want to talk to him. What was the other thing? Oh yeah, I added another thing on my thing below, and for like if you want to help donate to the Great Debate community in my channel, which is me. I added Cash Me, which is like the PayPal. So I'd rather have that than Super Chat, because Super Chat they take out a little bit, but I do appreciate people funding, and I haven't asked anybody for any of the funding, so I'm going to throw that out there right now since we have 100 people watching. If you want to donate to my channel, the Cash Me below is actually the best way to do it, and $1. Perfect. I'm thrilled with a buck. But anyways, we are going down these major rabbit holes. I do at some point want to like get on other things like upcoming debate, but let's just finish this out. I think the question he asked you, Zulu, you went down some of the meandering path and you never got to actually an answer as far as what about creation science has ever given us anything. Nothing is the answer. And if you're going to refute the actual science, you have to know these terms properly. You have to know what evolution means. You have to know what variation means.
Because they haven't allowed us to use it, Steve.
Let me finish what I'm saying.
Us to use it.
You can use it.
If I may.
Yes, Jade.
What
One
do you
second. Let me finish this, and then Jane can go next.
Okay.
There are many organizations out there. There's Answers in Genesis, there's ICR, that said they're doing research. If you look at these research facilities, they are warehouses to sell you books. They do not do any creationist research. Go look into yourself. Hopefully, I'll have a video coming up on this.
They won't let us in the labs because they think we're crazy. So we can't make any discoveries, can we?
Zulu, they have their own. They can set up their own labs. These are well funded.
Steve,
They do actually have. They do actually have like.
This is what I want to address.
All right, let Jade go.
No, 1 second.
All right,
Steve,
go ahead.
give Zulu the example of the creationists looking for oil, using the creationist
Okay,
science method.
Zion
Did it
Oil.
work?
Yeah, Zion Oil was a company that used biblical creation models, whatever that means, to try to drill for oil. They have found 4 dry wells, and now they're going to old Earth plate tectonics, the whole 9 yards, in order to get oil because their stock dipped below. It was about $1.60 something, and even lower, I think, probably at one time.
Sad.
Okay,
That's
so
terrible for a oil company.
it was 4 dry wells.
I need to look into that.
It's called Zion Oil. You can look them up on the. I think they're on the ASDEC or the S&P. Very, very factual thing. They're Zion Oil and Gas. They were called 4 dry wells they've had, and they said, "Screw this. We need to actually use old Earth models." But Jade, you want to go next, then Joe, or do you want Joe to go first because he's not as long-winded as you, Jade? All right, go ahead.
I want to just say.
Sorry, Jade.
Zulu,
I tried. Go, Jade.
Okay, you say they won't let us, meaning you, do things, and the government, is hiding things, controlling things. You have to stop and think that makes no sense whatsoever. Because if you're saying the government, you have to believe in some sort of impossible worldwide conspiracy that not only here in the Americas, which includes South and Central America, as well as North America, it also includes all of Europe and including Russia, although of course Russia goes into Asia. It includes all of Africa. It includes China. It includes Japan. It includes Indonesia. It includes Australia. It includes, how do you think that there is a government that is hiding these things when you have all of these different countries, all of the different researchers in these different countries competing and to do the research, to not only do the research, but to tear each other down? Because if someone publishes a peer-reviewed paper, one of the first things that happens is everybody looks at it, looks at every little bit of it to see where they made any mistake. It is impossible to imagine a conspiracy of this level with all these countries that don't agree with each other, with the millions of researchers who are scientists, with the even more millions of research assistants, including students, even high school students do volunteer work in labs now, and college students, grad students. How on earth do you think all of this is controlled by some government?
It's a very big question. Okay, I'll answer that simply to say that when I say the government, I probably should be more specific. I mean the elites, the 3 Masons, the Illuminati, whatever you want to call them.
All right, this is why I didn't want to go down this rabbit hole.
That's what cut me off again and watch. Let me finish. See, General's the only one in here that has common sense trying to let me finish. So if you all shut up and then you get my answer.
Okay, Zulu, first of all, Zulu.
If I may.
I swear, you people are
Okay, I'm done with this, okay? We're moving on. Zulu, I don't want you to answer bullshit with bullshit. Either answer the questions directly, but I will not go down 50,000 rabbit holes, and I won't let you, okay? I want to have an entertaining channel, but this is even much for the most twisted mind in the world to start following what the fuck you're saying anymore. I'm done. Either answer the questions directly, but I'm not going down this rabbit hole of rabbit hole of rabbit hole. You've been asked so many questions, and you've not answered one directly yet. I'm done with it. Okay?
What?
So this is no.
How can I answer the question if I'm being interrupted, Steve?
Greg's initial question.
No, well,
this
to
is
be
what
fair, he's
true
being
imprisonment is
interrupted.
for.
He is being interrupted, Joe, because I'm not. Again, as soon as you start
answering the questions, it's just his
no.
answers are
Illuminati has nothing to do with the countries. Okay. I don't want to go down this meandering path.
Have you studied it, Steve? Have you studied the 3 Mason? Have you studied the God consciousness? Have you actually studied this crap? No, you haven't.
Yeah,
I have.
I think a lot of people have
know
looked
some
into it.
Freemasons.
And I'm over 30 years older than you, Zulu, and I've been doing
this is nothing new.
Been doing it for what?
But I don't want.
doesn't mean
But see,
anything,
you don't
bro.
understand. I don't want to go from the science creation that he's talking about to this Illuminati conspiracy. It's a whole different can of worms.
Well,
That's
Jade,
what I'm
ask the
saying.
question.
We
dude.
set up for a while. Yeah, Jade had a very.
She's asking about the
question setting up
countries.
this, like,
That's a big part of the country, Steve.
You think
She
Illuminatis
asked the
are in every
question.
country?
She asked the question, and I'm answering it.
Oh,
like, come on, man.
This is the better question. How do you identify uncorrupted science? You presumably think that the science that creationists perform is uncorrupted by the Freemasons and the Jews. How do you identify that from corrupted science?
That's a better question.
Okay, there's science, right? And there's fake science. Evolution would fall around fake science or science that isn't accurate. That's my.
Well, how do you identify it's accurate if it's corrupted by the Freemasons? For all you know, the Freemasons don't like evolution too, and they're making evolution look.
No, that wouldn't be the main. That wouldn't be my main argumentation because evolution within itself is faulty. I don't even need to use the argumentation.
It's corrupted by the Freemasons.
Because evolution itself doesn't fall in line with the scientific definition, which is real-time observation.
Yeah, but the science is controlled by the Freemasons. They're the ones who control what.
Wouldn't they have their own definition of this stuff? What Joe's saying.
That means it's even worse for their case because they're not consistent with their definitions, which means the whole thing falls
So
apart.
the Illuminati is not consistent?
This is the issue, though. The thing is, you're saying that the reason why creationism comes off as just complete crap is because the Freemasons and the Jews are purposely making it look like crap. It's not that it's crap and it's not really science. It's because of the Freemasons. I could just use the same argument to answer all your concerns about evolution.
Dude, you don't even know half of the things that Illuminati is doing. I'm not going to segue.
You don't even know. They make evolution.
Okay,
I don't know.
The things the Illuminati is
I think, Joe,
I answer that question, Steve's going to say I'm going into a rabbit hole and he's
No,
gonna
I
show
would
me
love
out.
this. Joe's making a brilliant point. Joe's right on target, and I don't think you're understanding
so
a
now you
damn.
want me to answer.
Because I don't think you're understanding what he's asking you and saying to you.
Do you get how frustrating is it that I could just say, oh no, the Freemasons did that. That's why you think evolution is false.
Right.
Don't you want something to work with? Don't you want something to crush?
Well, I just gave you that it's not. I just told you that it doesn't follow the Danish definition of science, which is observational.
But the Illuminati came up with the observational definition,
which shows that they're inconsistent. And
oh my God!
Wait. So now
it shows that they're contradictory.
Wait.
First off,
even if the Illuminati is
so most of these scientists were Freemasons. If you look at all these scientists, most of them, not now.
That's why you're making Christians think that evolution goes against their religion. Because Freemasons are evil, man.
If you actually look at their background, most of these scientists they were Freemasons, dude. Does that not tell you?
First off, I would like to make a request.
Go ahead.
Of Zulu.
I don't want to talk to this guy. He sweared at me.
Oh, fuck off. Oh, hey, don't anybody swear to Zulu. Zulu, fucking, we won't swear to you, fucker.
You called him a drug dealer.
Yeah, you called him a drug dealer, for God's sake. I think he's allowed to swear at you.
How Christian of you there, Zulu.
Hey, Zulu. All I was going to make a request was for Zulu.
Toxic Hangout, this is.
Yeah, 108 people are watching you get your ass handed to you. And you are bringing the poison.
Would you apologize for making the assumption that I was a drug dealer?
I'm sorry, Paul, but I don't like the way you're swearing at me, dude. That wasn't right.
I swore at you because you called me a drug dealer.
It shows that you don't have control your behavior. You burst out into swearing and all that. Like, come on, dude.
Is the girl in the green dress in your room right now, Zulu?
Respect your elders.
Behavioral.
Yeah, I respect my elders.
Behavior modification from Zulu. You heard it here, guys. Behavior modification.
Yeah, there's a limit. There's a limit to respecting your elders. If your elders acting like a dimwit,
elders who are being foolish.
Yeah.
There's a limit.
By the way, I'll do this.
If your elders acting like a dimwit, you're not gonna respect them like that, are you?
Zulu, I will tell you what.
I think the girl in the red dress is in his room.
In order to make this fair, since we have 110 people watching right now, and anybody can come in, I'm offering anybody who can come in and give me Zulu's argument and agree with him stand by his side and say, yes, Zulu, you're right on this, and can articulate the argument maybe a little bit differently, come on in. Come on in.
Dude, none of these people in the comments want to do anything. All they want to say is Zulu is stupid, Zulu is dumb, Zulu is a little kid. That's all they're saying in the comments. They don't give a F about anything. That's all they want to do.
Just make a point soon.
Don't forget Zulu was brainwashed. Dropped out.
Can I just make a point?
Yes,
I've been
go.
really, really patient.
Just.
And yeah, Zulu, I always show you a lot of respect. And I have, and I've stuck up for you in the past as well. And you've treated me like shit tonight, and I'm not very happy with it.
And that seems to be a common theme with Zulu. He goes up and down with that.
I don't know if you defended me, dude. I don't know about that.
Yeah, Zulu has his moments. Go ahead.
Just then, I try to engage with Zulu quite respectfully, but he doesn't think I'm a Christian.
Yeah, and I'm over it. That's why I don't
for me,
bother anymore. That's a good point.
So, Zulu again, can creation science produce the computer that you're sitting on?
Yes, because God engineered. God, no, wait.
How?
Oh, here he goes.
Don't interrupt me. I'm speaking. Okay, it can.
That's all you ever do, though. Shut up.
What?
Zulu.
Oh my, dude.
Zulu, you have not let people speak. You have been speaking me this entire.
He just asked me a question. How am I going to answer his question?
He said yes.
If you're going to spaz out, let me answer his question.
Every time I've spoke, all you do is speak over me.
Spazzing out, Zulu.
Pseudo.
Hang on. Spazzing out,
Zulu, you said yes. Now, all I said was why, and you lost your shit. It's called a follow-up question. You had answered the question with yes. I gave you a follow-up, and you lost your shit.
Dude, if I run my channel like this.
So give me the follow-up. Give me the follow-up to the question. How does
Steve, let me
rephrase?
Yeah, it's me in general, dude. Like, why did anyone have to talk if he's asking me a question, man? Like, what the?
Zulu, you said that you're studying computer science. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, I know a little bit of computer engineering. So what facet of computer engineering encompasses creation science?
The whole, all of it, because if you look at computing, it entails a developer to actually make the program in the language, and the complexity of a simple code, like for example, software calculator, seems very simplistic, but within itself, the lines of code and the languages communicating with each other shows that it must take an intelligence. It shows that it must take an intelligence behind it. So I can use that same theory with creations, because if you look at the DNA, if you look at the DNA code, and if you look at how complex humans are,
creation science.
That's intelligent design. That's not even intelligent design.
Yeah, that's more of an intelligent design argument. When you look at a mathematician actually, say, make a compile from a certain code into binary.
Yes.
Are you using creation science material compiler?
No, you're not either using evolution theory either to do that.
Actually, you can.
Because what a compiler does is it interprets the whole code.
The components, engineering. One second. The engineering, math, and components involved with designing a compiler, is that derived from any religious text in the Bible?
Can I comment really quickly, please? Because I think there's a misunderstanding here. Please don't interrupt me. Can I just comment?
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. I think the problem is you're making the assumption that I'm thinking Bible versus science. I'm not saying Bible versus science. It's just one particular part of which people call science, which I find inaccurate or unscientific. So when you say can you make all these technological advances without science, or by simply reading the Bible, that's not what I'm saying. Obviously, I agree that we should be using the scientific method in finding all these things.
That's good. So. All right, so that's good. So then define for me creation science. So what is the parameters of creation science? Like what fields of science would fit into the category of what you would call creation science?
Can you specify what creation science is? So I don't think I.
So for example, creation science establishes certain so-called truths, in this case, the age of the earth, and then they have certain models, so-called scientific models, to suppose things that contradict what scientists would do. For example, radiometric dating. What I'm getting at is the science that is used to, in this case, make the computer all the engineering principles that make the computer, all the polymers and so on, and the fabrics that's used in order to make the fabrication process work. The math that would associate with what we know to be an old Earth. Find a fabrication process, use the creation scientists' models, in this case, of a young Earth paradigm.
So if you're looking at the root of based on that claim that you just made, General, are you looking at the root of mathematics to claim that it holds an old Earth original theory? Because if we look at the root,
but it's not. One second, it's not just the root of mathematics. It's the root of geology as well, because the geological processes that then give rise to certain materials for us to then make a silicon chip. Would you use creation science in that regard, or would you use what is taught in university, and that is basically an old Earth model?
But the problem with that is, General, the old Earth model or secular science isn't very consistent because it often changes.
Okay.
So that change would also hold on, I'm not finished. That change would also kind of encompass the technological advances because it's not always one thing and it's always changing. That will often give a better advancement as well.
If it's inconsistent, then why haven't we used the so-called consistent model, and that is the creation science model?
Wait, do you mean incomplete? Because science, like, we're always learning new things and adding onto the knowledge we know. Do you mean incomplete? Is that what it means?
We probably could have get it wrong completely, but that's not the argument I'm trying to make. The argument I was trying to make.
If there is truth in creation science, we should be utilizing it in university for the sake of advancement in technology.
Okay, I have to ask Zulu one last question before I jump out of here. Okay, it's kind of a complicated question, but you believe in God, right, Zulu?
Yes, I believe in Yahweh, Elohim.
Do you believe that God is infallible and is all-knowing and good and all that?
Can you define infallible?
Doesn't make any mistakes at all. Do you believe that he is infallible? Okay. Can you explain the parable of Job when he to fuck with this one guy?
See, what you've done is you've basically taken the story and you've just thrown it in a pile of crap.
No.
Let me.
I've shown a light on your stupidity.
No, what you've done is you've taken a story that has a complexity and detail within it, and you've just thrown it in a bucket of donkey crap. So let me actually explain how that is not infallible.
To its basic moments of God and the devil working together to screw with this.
They're not working together. Oh my God.
Yeah, they are.
Go read it.
Yeah. Go read the fucking story, dude. That proves.
This is what happens when an atheist tries to understand the Bible and they just pick up the Bible and they throw it in.
Open up the presuppositional can of worms.
Can I answer his question to show him that Job is infallible? Is that going to be a
No, not really.
It's going to cut me off.
I'm going to cut you off because we're not going to go down another rabbit hole. Hey, Paul, thanks for. I know Paul's got a. Yeah, it's a red herring.
I want him to answer.
Well, can I say goodbye to Paul? Paul said he's taking off, so I wanted to say thanks for dropping in, dude. Coming anytime.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me, bro.
Yeah.
Take care, everybody. And fuck you, Zulu.
Can I just, General, before you go, can I just say?
God bless you, Paul. I love you, bro.
For a minute. Thaddeus has been trying to say something for a long time. So could we make room for him at some point?
We can do it right now. Before, Thaddeus, go ahead and before you do, real quick. Who's the pretty boy here? Hunter. Oh yeah.
Oh, you scared him off, Steve.
Hunter, you're so pretty. You are a pretty boy.
Sorry, I thought you meant me.
That's what I said. Maybe
look at him smile.
Just a light or something. I don't know, but I was like, "What the fuck? What the hell is this?"
Hunter actually used to be a young Earth creationist way back in the day.
Actually, Hunter has an announcement. Go ahead, Hunter, if you want to make that announcement. It's pretty good.
Go ahead.
Are you talking about what we've been talking about?
Yeah.
The thing that even General linked me, I think.
Yeah, me and General are starting an apologetics ministry.
Yay. Okay. Hey, you know what? Yeah, great. I mean, I know Wayne has a little apologetic ones, and I mean, as long as you're able to take, like I want to see like you guys take on like Joe Sonseed, and people like that, and have really good dialogues. Because I think both you guys are honest theists. I think Joe's an honest atheist. Those are the kind of discussions I would love to actually see. So good job.
Yeah,
I'm okay with that.
Hey, is Hunter the one you said sounds like me?
Yes.
Do what?
Yes. Oh my God.
Everyone says you and I sound alike.
Wait, who is that? Hold on, I can't see who that is.
Tony.
And you like Yu-Gi-Oh too, which I do as well. So okay.
Oh come on, do they not sound alike? It's like stereo.
Tony, stop using sock accounts.
I know, right? And
okay.
I have a sock.
Okay, Thaddeus was waiting. So Thaddeus, go ahead and why don't you go next? Because I know you've been waiting.
Okay. So the thing I wanted to say to Zul is because let's just say that back when I was younger, I scared myself by looking at a lot of those conspiracy stuff. So I've heard about like the Illuminati and the Freemasons and all that kind of crazy stuff, right? And back then, it was really easy for me to just kind of buy that kind of stuff because, because of how I was raised, it's like it fits. So, I guess it's true or whatnot, right? But the thing is, once you look into it and you look into like other sources that say that talk about these kind of things, like you're not, because here's the thing: if you're just going to go to conspiracy websites and YouTube videos and all that, a lot of these people, they already believe in the thing already. So if you're going to try to go to find out the quote unquote truth about something, it's very easy to go down that kind of rabbit hole because those kind of people believe in that kind of stuff already. So you're just going to keep, it's like whatever you want to find on the internet, you will find it. So you have to be really careful how you actually do like research and that on things, because there'll just be a bunch of websites just confirm what you believe already. So what's nice to do is actually go to other sites and that actually say some opposite things, and then actually do compare and contrast and actually see, like which one makes more sense, which one actually has more evidence behind it, and actually look at it that way. And as far as the conspiracy thing goes, like, look, I'm not completely clean when it comes to conspiracy theories. No, there's some that even I still believe in that some would say are kind of crazy. But the thing is that I don't think it's good for you to get into too many of the things, because I believe that if you're not careful, the conspiracy theories can kind of control you. Because if you're reading that kind of stuff and you're human and you're being honest with yourself, it's got to be pretty scary, because it sure scares me. So if you're being honest with yourself, I'm sure it could scare you as well. So the thing is, like, you gotta be careful. I think if you go down this path, you're just gonna keep living your life in fear. And that's not a good way to look at things, because you start seeing, the big bad government and Satan and everything. It's like, how are you supposed to live your life normally that way? Like, you're constantly on edge. And that's not.
I'll answer that question.
Wait, can we give a round? I'm going to actually applaud Thaddeus for that. That was actually really good, dude. I'm actually really so spot on with you 100%.
So Thaddeus, thank you for the concern. I'm not actually a truth seeker or conspiracy theorist. I definitely think there's some authentic theories going out there about what's going on in the world based on the secrecy. But the way I would answer that is, as a Christian, I don't think I'd be in fear or on the edge, because this is actually biblical prophecy. And not only is it biblical prophecy, I know that God is protecting me. And I know that although I'm in a toxic environment that is governed by devil worshippers, I'm still alive. I mean, I'm not dead. I'm not scared to walk across the street. So I think I learned these things not to make myself scared, but just to allow me to understand what's going on in my surroundings.
Hey, so
I think you should uphold these beliefs, and you should fear the government as you're doing, because that will make you less likely to participate in the political processes, and I think that's a good
thing. And ever procreate. But here's the thing, I think all of us, if we're going to be honest with each other, all of us go through a stage somewhere in our lives where we have some batshit stuff we believe. When I first read books like In Search of Ancient Astronauts and Chariots of the Gods, I was like, oh, wow, there's a face on Mars, right? The whole Sardonia thing. I was like, how do you explain this shit, right? How do you explain, UFOs? All kinds of shit, a pyramid power. I was like, okay, I don't know how this works, but it's in a book. If it's in a book, it's got to be true, too. Right? Yeah, and of course, this was my early teens. Started reading this shit maybe at 10, 11, 12 years old or something like that. But of course, I didn't have the discernment skills to know it's complete bullshit. I think everybody on this panel, I can look across this panel, I know most of you well enough to know that if you ever had any of these positions, you've come out of them because you've had critical thinking skills and you've learned more about it. I am thinking Zulu's at that stage where he hasn't learned about it enough to come out of it with the thought process of, you know what, this is not actually true stuff. This is actually complete Alex Jones bullshit stuff.
Steve, can I stop
you guys? I'm not you guys.
Zulu,
don't put me in that position.
I didn't interrupt anyone. I waited until everyone was
go ahead.
Okay. Steve, I think it's super condescending for you to phrase it that way. I mean, look, Zulu doesn't agree with us, and maybe, he's on whatever journey he's on. We're all on our own journey, yada, yada, yada. But we don't need, by condescending and dogpiling on him, it really doesn't.
Well, it may be condescending, but it's true, though. I mean, he may just not yet be there where he's.
But Steve, you can't act as if you're some paradigm of wisdom when it comes
I'm not
to the world,
making that claim, though.
No one is, and
I'm not making that claim. I'm making the statement that we've all had these kind of beliefs, and that most of us don't have those beliefs anymore because we've learned more about it. We've all heard about Bohemian Grove, Skull and Bones, Illuminati. He thinks for some reason
that's real.
Yeah, well, it is real, but it's not real. What you think?
What about those that are grown up, that are older? Steve, what about those that are older than you that still think that, though?
Okay, do you know the story behind all that with Alex Jones and you know all the
I don't agree with Alex Jones. Alex Jones is a shill.
Right, well, it doesn't really matter. But the point is, I think most of us have investigated this stuff, and we've come to the conclusion that this is all bullshit, right? And I just don't think he's invested.
Yeah, but also that sounds a lot like, that comes to sound a lot like, it starts to sound a lot like groupthink when you phrase it that way, right?
So
who the fuck are we, right?
Well, I don't think it's groupthink if that's actually the case that happened.
I mean, I'd be nice if I could finish a sentence. I mean, Zulu, but by the same token, you're asking us to not condescend to you. I mean, you also have to realize how you're acting and the people that you surround yourself with. And so, I mean, I think that everyone here could benefit from checking themselves, including me, right? That's everyone. And I don't think that it makes much sense to be like, well, when you learn more, you'll believe like I do. I mean, who the fuck knows? I've known so many people. Look at Eve Real. Right? Does anyone think that she was particularly rational at any point? And yet she changed to positions that I ostensibly agreed with, a lot of them. Just because someone agrees with you doesn't mean they're rational. It doesn't even mean that they're at some, delineated point in their life. It just means that for whatever reason they agree with you.
Okay, but that wasn't my point, but that's okay. I'm just all I was saying is that I don't think he's delved into enough on this to he's just buying into it because he's watched YouTube videos. From what I've talked to you about these topics before. And
ask me anything you want to know about the Skull and Bones. I'll tell you that George Bush is in it. I'll tell you about all of this stuff.
Yeah, we know there's 300 members.
Because what you do is you watch 1 or 2 videos of these people and you laugh at them and you just turn off the video.
See, but here's the thing. This goes back to what I was saying before. We were knowing this stuff long before YouTube came around. Long before there was YouTube. There was books written on this that we actually read. We had things called libraries.
I used to watch the DVDs when I was 6 years old, dude. I know all this stuff is real.
Yeah, but we were doing that when we were 6 years old, okay? So that's still a lot longer than you.
Well, you know what?
I think I would agree that people now know more than people back then, because people now can back then could barely use a phone. Now kids at 5 can use a phone better than a 40-year-old.
I'm just saying, I think these conspiracy theories have come and gone, right? I think
the age argument is kind of
Steve, I think I know what this is. See, our generation, those conspiracy theories were kind of coming up.
Right.
We really never latched onto them.
And now they are?
And now they're coming back as the new discovery.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the agenda is to hide the truth.
Internet.
The agenda is to hide the truth in plain sight.
Everything he gets, if he'll shut up and stop interrupting me when I'm talking, like he wants someone to do when he's talking. Thank you, Hal. It comes up as the new now just because of the internet. All of this stuff was kind of died off and disappeared in the 80s. Maybe a little bit of the early 90s. But all through the mid and late 90s, this shit was all gone. Nobody cared about this shit. Now that you got the internet and the explosion, it's all fucking back. Because now they're making websites and YouTube videos.
Okay, but the point...
I am talking.
There's a pause, okay?
I am speaking. So now, the book mill became a video and website mill. All they're doing is transferring stuff over. Thank you.
Okay, but the point is that Okay, but the point is the agenda of the Illuminati is
There is no agenda, Hal. There never has
You're interrupting
been.
me now, so you're contradicting yourself by telling me not to interrupt you.
You are interrupting him.
Yeah, you see, you are what you say. You are what you say. You are what you say. But anyway, the problem with that is what's behind the dollar bill, dude. What's in all those films? It's like the hiding the truth in plain sight. It's all in your
someone
face.
in the bushes, man. Red team go, red team go.
And I know you guys are working. You know, the brainwashing is working with you guys because you're just thinking nothing's going on. You know, they don't put anything in the food, the water, the fluoride in the water is safe.
We know what's
this
going
stuff.
on, but we know there's nothing we can do about it. So let's move on.
Okay, I missed.
But if we're like Zulu, but by the same token, if we're supposed to listen to you, isn't there also a chance that we could have looked into this and found out something that maybe you don't disagree, something that you disagrey with? I mean, isn't that entirely possible? I mean, it's weird how you act as if you have all the answers, right?
I don't.
I mean, why don't you tell your tone of voice and choice of words that?
Okay, so why is it behind the dollar bill, dude? Tell me. I want to know your secular view of why that's behind the dollar bill.
There's green ink on the.
You just wait. Hold on. You just contested that you don't pretend like you know everything, and then you proceed to ask a question, assuming that you have some knowledge.
I want to gain knowledge. Is there anything wrong with that? I'm asking a question. I want to know why is that.
Am I speaking French? Fuck me. Okay. Well, okay.
Parlez français?
Maybe, like, I'm not sure how that's significant to any conversation, any way, shape, or form. Like, maybe
it is, because I want to show you that it's there for a purpose. I want to know why you think it's not there for a purpose. So I want to know from your worldview, why is that dollar bill there?
Okay, first of all,
even I'm not going full Zulu here, but I mean, he makes a good point. Well,
okay, that's fine. It's a good question, but he throws around this term worldview like it's pejorative. He doesn't even know what my worldview is. I've never told him my worldview. So why does he keep assuming what my worldview is?
Behind the dollar bill? Why are you making it so complicated?
Hang on, answer my question first. What is my worldview? Since I've never told you my worldview.
I asked you a question.
I will tell you what you want. I understand the Masonic imagery behind the dollar bill. Okay, the Eye of Providence, all that stuff. I've looked into it. I know what's on the dollar bill for a reason and why they put the stuff on there. The arrows in the eagle's talon. Everything has a reason why they're on there. They're symbols. Most of them are Masonic in origin. Okay, but that's not my question. My question is, you keep on saying that your worldview. Whose worldview are you referring to? Because you're not referring to mine. Because you don't know what my worldview is.
Yeah, you don't know what mine is either. You're just assuming.
Yeah, I don't think you know what his is. Do you know what anybody's worldview is here?
Are you just assuming everybody's an atheist in that room? Because that's
mine's chocolate.
Number one.
I'm gender fluid.
So what you're gonna do is you're gonna cherry pick what I'm saying rather than actually addressing the question.
It's important.
Whoa. You're not gonna address the question.
Ask the question.
The U.S. dollar is a
simply
fiat
why is the pyramid in the eye behind the dollar bill? And you're not giving me an answer. So, you know, I have, from my view, I have an answer to that. But I want to know what your answer is. That's all.
Because it represents symbols. There you go.
Right.
The symbols represent
symbols. Oh my gosh.
So what is the significance to this question? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Because you guys think that this whole Illuminati thing is just a scam and there's nothing about it. But there's a lot of things that are in our reality. There are a lot of things in the media and in our dollar bills and all this other stuff. And you just gave me such a simple answer.
They're Freemasonry. They're Zulu. They're Freemasonry. Okay, they're Freemason. Do you know what a Freemason is? It's not the same as Illuminati.
Okay? Yeah, they're two different things.
Two completely, utterly different things.
I've looked into this as well, and they're not.
It's all one. It's all.
No, it's not.
No. Wait. Hold on for a second.
May I interject?
Where did you learn that they
are the same group? Have you actually studied the New World Order and?
Oh my God! Yes, I lived through Bush.
From the opposite perspective that the conspiracy websites don't tell you.
So you understand the checkerboard and the pillars, and you understand the contrast.
The triangles.
Okay.
Been there, done that. We've been through this whole thing with the Bush administration.
Oh my! So I'm going to.
If I may interject quickly.
Yes, go.
Quickly. A quick Google search with Wikipedia, the pyramid and the pyramid with the Eye of Providence and the seal with the eagle and the shield comes onto the U.S. dollar bill in 1935, approved by Theodore Roosevelt.
The Roosevelt family. That's so significant. That's so significant, right?
So
the Roosevelt family.
It's not there since day one. It's not there in the 1800s. It's not there when Lincoln creates the new dollar bill. after the Civil War. It doesn't show up until the 30s.
Do you even know who the Roswell family are, dude? They're one of the richest families in the
Oh
world.
God! Yes, we know about the Ross.
My question is, my question is, you're naming key names, and you're not seeing the picture. You're not putting these names together. You're not putting these. You're not putting these things together. Roswell, Illuminati, Freemason. You're not putting all these things together.
Rothschilds, Vandenberg.
Can you give me a second?
The Vanderbilts.
So those who are friends with me on Facebook know that based on some family relationships that I have, that when people mention the Rothschilds, those have been used as direct ways to assault and persecute Jewish people in Eastern Europe, and my family's been a large victim of that historically. The truth of the matter is that there are rich Jews that do banking, but people use that as an excuse for violence and bigotry. Like these grand conspiracies have their roots with people like Martin Luther back in Germany a long time ago. So again, there's a historical perspective to these things. And a lot of these things, ironically, while you say that the mainstream media is trying to keep us down, and in many ways I agree with that, at the same time, these conspiracy theories try to do the same thing to different people.
Exactly. Listen, I didn't come here to be a conspiracy theorist, so you guys can say I'm crazy and all this. I really
Where
don't
did I
care.
say you're crazy?
I'm not saying you said that. Okay.
Well, then how's that related to what I just said?
Okay. I'm just trying to clear the air here, okay? Because we're really pursuing me on this kind of thing. I'm just trying to clear the air, okay? I'm not really I'm not a vigilant Christian. I don't do 100 videos on this stuff, right? I'm just telling you that something like this, it may not be exactly how we say it is, but there's something going on. That's all. And that's not my.
But also, do you open your mind to the possibility that you could be wrong?
Yes.
I'll grant you there might be something going on, but I don't think it's to the extent that you're saying it is. I have a hard time believing that.
I mean, there are limits. But the thing is, there is something called human error, right? There are limits to what we can perceive. So I am open to the fact that I may be wrong about this.
I'm well aware of that. I mean, the issue is that when you preach these types of grand conspiracies, right? I actually work in science. That's what pays my bills, right? There are issues with the structures of science that aren't good things, right? For instance, the emphasis on what is increasingly being called big science, these humongous data sets that are of dubious quality, but they get huge publications, even though they're maybe not the best papers, right? These things get a lot of press, even though they probably don't deserve it. Or the endless grant and publication cycle actually distracting people from getting their best work done. There are actual issues that do impact how we do science. When you allege that there's some sort of conspiracy, I'm sorry, if there's a conspiracy, then I deserve way more than the shitty amount of money I get paid and the rent that I get.
You do.
Right? Now that has nothing to do with the job that I do or the fact that I don't buy into some conspiracy theory. I'm sorry.
But guys, can we change the subject? Because I don't want to talk about this.
You to say that.
So do you
how much?
Do you even know like what the Eye of Providence that even means?
I would agree.
It's actually from Kemet. It's the sun god it's in Egyptian mythology. That's heavily centered around Freemasonry as well. Freemasonry revolves around.
Because my research has told me that the three sides of it actually represent the Trinity. And it's the Eye of God.
Yeah, it's actually from
that's why I'm going into Freemasonry, because the Freemasons tend to try and use the Bible for a lot of their theological.
Do you know what the original Masons were?
My goodness.
They were Christians.
No,
were they slaves?
They were the slaves that helped build the Temple of Solomon. So that's why that's intertwined with this amount of symbology, and the eye.
Symbolism. It's symbolism, not symbology.
Sorry,
God damn it! Have you seen the movie Boondock Saints?
What is that movie? What movie?
Boondock Saints.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You're right. You're right. I love that movie. That's the two Irish guys, right? Love that movie. Yeah. I don't remember the particular scene.
I'm fucking with you.
No, I know. But I love that movie. I don't remember that particular scene though. But I'll have to watch that movie again.
Yeah, can we change the subject? I don't want to be religion Christian or anyone here. Like I don't really care about this kind of stuff, to be honest. I'm alive by God's grace, and if they're trying to poison me, I don't care.
What?
So
What?
Let's just move on.
Wait, are you to the G-Man? Are we trying to kill you? Is
Piece
that...
of the onion.
Wait.
I didn't say you guys. I said the Illuminati. So
the Illuminati's trying to kill you.
You're not one of those kind of people.
Let's move on. Don't put this on my wiki because I know this. I'm giving
No,
you guys a lot of
I'm not going to. I'm not. I promise. Dude.
Steve doesn't do all of the wiki stuff. Someone else might
we'll
do
give you a safe space right now. I don't mind.
I'm giving you a lot of material right now.
This Hangout's a safe space for you. You have my word. Right now, at least today.
Can I lead us back to where we were before? That was actually much more interesting than this conspiracy bullshit.
Sure. What were we talking about before?
Just relax. I'll get to it. So, being that Sam is a scientist, right? Would you say that he's part of this elitist agenda to make science anti-religion, or is he simply just an innocent cog in the wheel functioning? Like, how would you view somebody on Sam's position?
I thought we weren't talking about conspiracy yet. Can we talk about?
I'm trying to gradually lead it back to what you think.
Can we talk about Korea or something else, like Russia or something? I don't know. I don't want to talk about this.
You can continue to interrupt me. I'm just going to continue to speak. I'm asking because I'm trying to bring it back to the whole science issue, which I think is much more interesting. I'm not saying it. Do you believe in this worldwide conspiracy? No. I'm saying for someone like Sam, right, who works in the field that he does, who is doing this to make a living. Right, and this is also a field of expertise for him. Where does he fit in this paradigm in your head that it's like an elitist trap to lead us away from religion? That's what I'm trying to ask.
Yeah, like how deep
I don't want to answer the question because I've been questioned about this for the past hour. Can we talk about Korea or Russia or something else?
If you don't want to talk about this, I don't want to ever hear you bring up the whole science is a big conspiracy thing because this is how.
I'm tired. I'm out of energy, dude. You've been questioning me for the past hour.
All right,
he's questioning me for
come on. He's got a point. He's got a point. Come on, let's be fair to Zulu. He's been trying to answer a lot of questions at least, and he's hung in there. So yeah, let's move on a little bit. The debate that's going to be on Friday. I want to ask you guys a question. Do you think I should take questions in advance, or take them through the live feed on my chat and Kent's chat at the same time, or do a combination of both?
I don't think you're going to get a lot of questions from Kent's rather chat. I think you're going to get a lot of. I mean, maybe this is me just being an ass, but I don't see a lot of people posing questions for KC. But I think afterwards, if you're going to set up, okay, well, one for Ken, one for KC, one for Ken, one for KC, I think that would be a lot better. But that's just my 2 cents.
I kind of want them both to answer the question. I mean, obviously, we could do it where each one has their own individual question. Unless they're direct questions, obviously.
You give them the option to answer the other question.
Now, the live chat's not working for us right now.
Questions from one of the sides of the argument?
Oh, I think we will.
Because, I mean, I think some people would. Maybe some of them might think, oh, you're just being dishonest because you're the big, bad, quote-unquote, atheist setting this up. But I think some people might still want to ask questions.
I think I think questions come from both sides. Yeah, I do. I know the live chat's broke dick right now. Hopefully it'll be fixed by then. If you're in the live chat, you have to keep resetting it. I've been trying to keep up with it, but it is unable to connect. It is locality only. This some places it's fine, some places it's not. I don't know. Hopefully that'll go away. But if you do have questions that you wanted to ask ahead of time, email them to me. I'll see if I can fit them in. We're probably gonna do that halfway through the debate. I know that Casey's very much looking forward to this. He asked me to confirm with Ken's secretary, who, by the way, has been very, very cordial. So I'll give her props. Very good correspondence with her. So hopefully we can have the rapport with them. And after this debate, the next one's going to be probably we got a guy named Bill Ludlow that wants to debate him. We also got a evolutionary biologist that wants to debate him, and I forget who else. So. I think General, did you want to get on that list? You know, you've already debated him. The debate Hovind list. He's gonna be doing it every week with the great debate community.
Oh yeah.
Well, again, we're all gonna eventually get a chance to do it eventually.
Everybody's gonna get to do Kent.
So it's more like get your turn over with.
Get your turn with Kent.
I think
might as well get your turn.
I think
it's like we're just passing him around.
Max, Max wanted to join me on that.
Yeah. Here's the thing. I know I talked to Max. I know you guys want to do a lot more biblical type stuff. I know he's trying to not do that kind of stuff, but I'm sure we can arrange
Bible
it.
and fine.
Yeah. Well, he wanted to do a King. Did he or Christian Anarchist want to do King James only?
Because would focus on the King James, but that would be really boring.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, that would just last 5 minutes in my books.
Like ain't no like biology expert, but I think like all I'd really need to do is just because a lot of his arguments are really simple. Even I could probably debate him. They're not even that complex. They're not even that complex.
What you'll have to do with
he doesn't get into ATCP and all that stuff.
No, it's not like you're talking the truth. He has a particular line of rhetoric that he uses, and so what happens is that he's not really looking to make points, or he's not looking to make salient points. He's looking to score points, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and I get like I didn't even go to college or nothing, right? I'm only 21. Just I have my high school level of education, and even I can feed a lot of his stuff. It's not that hard.
You probably
get into complex things.
Well, I mean, just because somebody has a high school diploma, doesn't mean they're stupid. I mean, they could just read by themselves. It's all about your personality and your, and your curious nature. I mean, for me, I have a high school degree. I don't have a college degree, but I spend my time, reading and studying and talking to people like this, seeing what they think. And
yeah, I had also genuine interest in biology when I was younger, so I knew.
I don't think you have to know anything about.
All you need.
I don't think you even have to know anything about biology. I think that Kent's argument is so bland that all you got to do is just demonstrate that he really doesn't even. He can't give a scientific argument for anything. That's what you need to demonstrate. That's what I think Casey's trying to do.
Hey, Steve, would you mind? I don't know. Would you mind checking your DMs? Like, I want to say something, but I don't want to, bring up.
On my Twitter.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have my laptop right now open, but I don't see any DMs. Oh wait, there it is.
It's going down in DM. Oh my fucking god.
Yeah, no, I don't want to read that. We already passed that.
No.
I gotta hear it now.
No, I don't. I don't want to read that.
All right, it's fine.
Yeah. Why cause an issue?
Yeah, just the guy wanted to forget it. Sorry, I figured I'd ask.
No, but tell Paul that I do agree with him in principle. Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
This is unfair.
Hey, you know what? Life sucks. This is our secret organization here. We have secrets going on. Secret. I got a secret.
No, it's not too secret because you're broadcasting it out to the world. So.
Oh, I thought I was off air already. No, I'm just kidding. I know. No, what's kind of funny is that, again, the whole top point of this hangout was to show that I've never said what G-Man said I said, and yet I've been on air so often that of all the times I've been on air, you think you'd find one instance of me actually saying this.
Yeah, like you slip up at least once.
Yeah, and that'd be fine. If people do slip up, shit, I remember my biggest gaffe. But I'm not going to say it on air again because it's stupid. But I said something stupid, and as soon as I said it, though, I knew it was wrong, right? I knew instantly it was wrong, and I corrected myself. I think we've all done that. I don't think you'd be human if you didn't do something like that.
Yeah, even looking at what Zulu says, like, okay, maybe some people aren't so scared of the conspiracy stuff. Freaks me out, but I don't know. I don't know how you could live with all that information in your head and believe that, but
well, because like I said, we've all been there, done that. This is regurgitated stuff. This is all secondary redacted information. We've lived through the 70s and the 80s, a lot of us, where the age of Aquarius was big, right?
Some higher than others, but yes,
we made it. I mean, Nibiru and the Jupiter effect, and if you guys remember back when a guy named Hal Lindsey, who lived not too far from my area, I met his wife a couple times. He wrote books. He wrote a lot of books. One of them
did.
Yeah. Well, he had a younger wife, so. But the book was called Countdown to Extinction and Late Great Planet Earth. And guess what? Every prophecy in there, he got wrong. Go ahead, Jaden.
Well, I just wanted to say that, he wrote The Late Great Planet Earth. It's in that one that he wrote. He talked about earthquakes and how there were only so many earthquakes in the 1950s and so many in 1960s, no, 1970s. Well, as far as anyone can tell, because I've looked at this, because some, creationists bring this up, because this is evidence that the world is getting worse, and earthquakes are increasing, and so on and so forth. And so I've looked this up extensively, and I've seen other people look it up. And as far as I can tell, he just made it up. I actually took real data, raw data from the USGS of earthquakes going back to antiquity, dropped it into an Excel file, analyzed it myself, and I actually tried to come up with his numbers. I could not. It's bullshit. Earthquakes are not increasing at all.
And I was too young to really know about the whole thing about the year 2000 when all the computers clocks are supposed to stop and all this.
Well, he said that Jesus.
Man, I remember that.
Yeah, that's Y2K. Yeah, he said that Jesus would be back somewhere in the 80s or something, right? He was completely wrong. Kent Hovind. Oh my God, I said Hovind. Just like I was thinking about true empiricism. It's not Hovind, it's Hovind. But Kent Hovind.
Another person that says Hovind as well.
It's just a mispronunciation of bovine for bullshit.
Yeah, exactly. But he's now saying didn't he say something like Jesus will be back by 2032 or something like that? I don't
know.
But but Howard Lindsay got everything wrong.
I don't know.
All his information.
He has
was
like this
wrong.
timeline thing I think pasted on his wall where it's supposed to have all these different apocalyptic events or something.
And could I just say about the Y2K thing? Yeah. I was working in the computer industry at the time. The Y2K thing was way, way blown out of proportion. People in the computer industry knew all about it, and the only was that certain organizations were just delaying implementing new software because it was expensive. So we had a lot of groups waiting including like banks and governments, waiting until the last minute to update their software because it was going to be expensive, and because as all of us who are familiar with the computer industry know, things change rapidly. So why update your software 2 years before Y2K when it's likely going to be new software?
Yeah, and it was in COBOL too, which not many people had programmed that much. But here's the thing. But hey, one quick. I knew that Y2K was going to be completely bullshit. I knew that there were some problems. I understood the banking thing, and I knew the software thing. Nothing news to me. Yeah. But I did not think that nuclear weapons going to launch missiles and planes would fall in the sky. But I guarantee it, there was conspiracy theorists, just like there are now, no mention of any names, Zulu, that back then, I remember very distinctly, they were like, oh, you don't know, Steve. You haven't looked into Y2K. It's going to destroy the planet. There'll be missiles, and it'll be World War III. And I was like, you're just retarded.
Do you know where it was a problem? Could I just say, where it was a problem? It was a problem in some mostly third world countries who couldn't afford to upgrade their systems.
And VCRs.
It was also a problem in certain emergency equipment that was available because for some reason they'd put a clock in there and they were afraid that certain equipment used for emergency response was not going to work. That was a problem that was worked on.
Yes.
But the rest of it, no. And people kept saying, well, why did computer programmers do this? Well, if you storage, the industry I worked in, the storage industry, hard drives, they didn't understand that it was very expensive to store anything. And whenever you did anything, any bank transaction, any transaction, you had at least 2 dates associated with it, 2 dates and times. So you would put you'd get the time you started it, you'd get the time you ended it. And to put the entire date in took so many bytes.
Yeah,
but using
VCRs and TVs.
Can I bring something up?
Using bit programming, you could condense everything into one byte, and you did that by leaving off the first 2 digits of the date.
Yeah, you're just saving in memory. That's all.
Scientists knew that.
Okay, can I?
Okay, guys, go ahead. Yeah.
I'm out.
All right, Hunter, you didn't even really stick around very long.
Okay.
Well, I was gonna stick around for about an hour. I gotta be somewhere at 5:30, so it's 5:15 now, so I gotta go.
Don't be a stranger, my friend.
He doesn't sound like me. You're crazy.
You guys sound exactly fucking alike. Are you kidding?
He doesn't sound nothing like me.
I sound better.
I don't know which one. I don't even know who's talking. I mean, it's just exactly the same.
Whatever. I ain't gonna bring it up.
What's happening?
See you guys.
All right, peace.
See ya.
See ya.
Yeah, boys.
Have fun. Don't forget to bring your sock with you.
Doppelganger.
All right. So, anyways, I'm gonna
still here.
I'm gonna be ending it soon. All you people, make sure that you watch this debate on Friday. It's gonna be pretty good. I know tonight I'm gonna be talking to Casey. He's gonna be showing his little presentation, and I'm gonna have an after show. The last after show, well over 8,000 views so far. It beat G-Man's video in a matter of 2 weeks.
You don't say.
Yeah.
How could that be?
I'm impressed. Well,
Steve, if I may.
Yes, sir.
With the comments of Y2K, I actually know someone who wholeheartedly believed it.
Yeah, me too.
Were they disappointed?
When I say wholeheartedly, I don't mean, like you said, like nuclear missiles will launch and we'll have a war and planes fall out of the sky. They believe that too. But they actually believed that a modern car that had a computer in it would not start. So they took a precautionary measure and went out and purchased a 1954 Ford Fairlane.
Well, that's kind of cool, though.
No.
It's rational.
Can I bring something up?
So that they had a car that did not have a computer in it.
Yeah, well, do you also guys remember the Jupiter effect, that they said that all the planets going to line up one side and produce some gravitational force? And then they have and you remember the Doomsday Preppers? The Doomsday Preppers for like 20, 30 years they've been prepping. They could have lived their lives like normal people, but decided not to.
They could have invested that money in Apple.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's talk.
I was trying to bring up the year 2038 problem. That's when, calculated, signed, and it's somewhere. Shit. I mean, it had something to do with Y2K. I think that's why people were confused.
Yeah, there's a difference between a 16-bit and 32-bit signed integer, and I think this is just using the same analogy that it's a 32-bit. So it uses up a certain amount of memory.
Stupid integers.
Yeah, there'll be technical issues, vulnerabilities, like in the year 2038, which, they kind of fixed with 64 bits. Yeah. Only 32-bit system would be affected, and I don't even think it would have that much.
But Twilight, at this point right now,
no, it's
what we're looking at for a 32-bit system, and we got to get to what, 2038?
Yeah, which
and we're sitting at 2017 right now.
So start making videos about it now.
Let's just round it off and say we're 2018. We got 20 years.
Yeah, so start making videos.
This problem.
Start making videos now.
I know.
Start packing away the beans and rice, people.
I want you to make a video, and I want you to make it 20 years hence that you're predicting the outcome, and you can put it on YouTube, and people will follow along with it like they did with that whole Armageddon Doomsday meteor thing for 10 years. For 10 years, this video was there.
I wasn't arguing for Doomsday.
Wait, do you know what I'm talking about, Twilight? Do you know what I'm talking about? There was a video for 10 fucking years that sat on YouTube, and it was predicted that an asteroid would hit the specific day. And on that day, everybody went there and went, "What the fuck? What the fuck? You're wrong."
Steve?
Yeah.
You know how you can upload a video and say that, okay, the video gets uploaded, but I don't want it released until a certain day?
Yeah.
So you can pre-upload your videos if you have like a big channel. You put up a video like that, predicting something's going to happen like this 2038. You put up another video, but you don't release it until the day after.
Oh, see, I already do that. I do that with earthquakes. Every day I upload a video saying there's going to be a major seismic earthquake tomorrow. I'm predicting, and it's going to be in California. And every day I upload that video, and I change the date.
Just keep doing it.
No, but you see then the second
So when it does motherfucking happen, I'm going to be the famous
event to happen, and then YouTube will release the video on the day.
And I will be the most.
Your shit, your SOL. It didn't happen.
No, it's going to be uploaded. It's going to be uploaded again, timestamp upload, and yet not released yet. But when it happens, then it'll be released, and I'll be like, look, I predicted this. I predicted it.
Mm-hmm.
So, just like I'm going to predict that G-Man's going to go and make a video saying the Drunken Peasants called Steve McRae an idiot. Go watch. He'll do it.
Poopy head.
Poopy head.
I'm in a common law marriage with my tube sock.
Yeah.
Hey, Steve, you want to host?
But yeah, I was just bringing that up. It's not like I was arguing for it.
Twilight, shut up, I'm talking.
We got you, Twilight. We got you. We know what you're doing. Sokka, yes, Sokka, yes.
So
you're a
have
little
we left
cranky
the
today.
Zulu topic?
Yeah, we left the Zulu topic. What Sokka?
Okay.
You're cranky today for Sock.
Wait, Steve, where's our video?
I'm not cranky. Holy shit!
I can't
Zulu,
find the video.
Zulu, hey, quiet.
Wait, I'm just asking Steve about the video. I can't find it. I want to watch it.
Zulu,
it's the 24-hour stream. How can you fucking miss it? It's playing right now. Good God. It's on their channel live.
The video of G-Man saying that you said something. I want to see that.
It's in the stream. It's in the stream, and it's yesterday's video that I have on my channel.
I didn't know.
Yeah, and yeah, my channel from my video from yesterday when he came in. Look for when he came in yesterday.
Okay,
go ahead, Sokka.
He was a big meanie. No, I got nothing. I was just fucking.
I didn't think so.
How can I be paranoid when some paranoid people around me making me paranoid?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Guys are the problem.
So I mean, we didn't reach Drunken Peasants status. They have 5,000 people watching. We had 100. But you know what? I'm okay with that. I am quite happy.
That's okay.
You know,
there's only so far I think you can really go, unless you get like a shout out from someone like really really big. How far you can really go with Hangouts alone? 'Cause a lot of people use these graphics and stuff for their podcasts.
Yeah, no, I get that. No, I get that. I know where I'm going to plateau out. It's going to be around 2,000. I'm going to plateau, and I'm okay with that. But I want to get there.
I don't know. Like maybe you could still use Hangouts, but maybe just some
long as you accept your
format.
fate. Well, you get a shout out from Jesus, you're gonna make it.
Oh, there you go. I did get a shout out from Jesus. Remember?
And I mean Jesus, the other guy.
Yeah, Jesus said that he thought that Ronnie sucked in his debate.
He doesn't like your content, though. We talked.
He loves my content. What's wrong with you, child?
Maybe he's lying to me. He always lies to me in my prayers.
But as my channel grows, maybe like I said, I'm trying to put out more videos. So I got another one in the works. I got one or two that I want to get out by the next couple of weeks. But I've been unable to do that. And then this Friday, obviously the debate. So I'm going to be busy between now and then. So
why would Jesus want to lie to Hunter?
I don't know.
Got him.
But
oh my fucking God.
Feel free to make videos yourselves about this shit, man. I mean, once you see that yesterday when I told him very clearly my position and he went on Drunken Peasants today and lied, go ahead and make videos about it. I don't care.
I don't understand why people seem to keep obsessing over what G-Man has to say.
It's kind of funny.
Yeah,
I had a debate with him.
It's kind of like watching a car wreck.
Yeah,
it's driving on the highway, you see it.
Oh yeah.
No matter what, you wind up looking at it.
Yeah, again, I'm not mad or anything. Don't get me wrong. It's not even all. It's again, if a poor little cute little puppy shits all over your carpet, you're not going to get mad at the puppy unless you're really mean. And I like puppies, so no, I'm not mad at G-Man. Puppies. It's just funny that G-Man, as the paragon for Christian virtue that these people look up to, are so willing to bend and distort the truth to the point where it's not even recognizable anymore. That's what I just find to be amazing.
Is not interested in truth. That's
I know this. You know this. Thaddeus knows this, but Zulu and those other guys, Thaddeus, but Zulu and the rest of them, they don't know this.
I know it sounds cliche to say this, but this person is only interested in getting views on their channel, and you can see that if you try and speak to him at any level through text, because every time he wants to have a debate with someone, it must be with his voice, because he employs classic 80s schoolyard tactics. That is to say,
correct,
filibustering, talking over to prevent you from getting a word in.
I don't know if he only wants views.
He can't do anything.
You're right. Oh, you're absolutely, yeah. Nobody's going to disagree with you on that except for Zulu. But yeah,
I think views are a big thing for him. I don't think it's his only thing. I think he also thinks he's just that smart.
That might be true.
It's like it's like this John Love joker that I've been talking to the last couple of days. We've been having, I don't know who the fuck he is, but he's just he was talking about we were talking about Youth Throw's dilemma, and he's just like, well, it's not actually a dilemma. There's a third option. I'm like, okay, great. What's the third option? And he's just like, well, it's just God's nature. And then I explained to him how it doesn't actually solve the dilemma at all. And he's like, yes, it does. You're wrong. I'm just like, no, what? No. How am I wrong?
Yeah,
That's fallacious.
You had posted
how does that not solve it?
Well, hang on.
Exactly.
You had posted that, and you had actually posted in there. I loved it. You said, "Where do you go with this?" I didn't know how to answer that. I was like, I don't know where he's going. What does he think? How does he think that solves it?
Yeah, and so like I wrote up to like a long thing, kind of showing him, it's like, listen, this is why it fails, and then he comes back and he's just like no, that's wrong. That's just fallacious. I'm like, well, what's fallacious about it? He's like, oh, I'm talking about ontology, you're talking about epistemology. I'm just like, well, actually, no, not really. That's we're addressing the argument here. Okay, like that has nothing to do with it right now. There's still a content to my argument here that you're not really acknowledging or saying anything to. You're just saying it's fallacious, but not really explaining how. So finally, I'm just like, I'm just repeating myself now. Let's just do a hangout. Like tonight we'll do a hangout. We'll hash it out that way. And now he's trying to get out of it. He's trying to back out of it.
Sounds like you're just throwing out words.
But I mean, that's cool. I mean, actually, Steve, you want to host that tonight for me? Like an hour talking about East Rose Dilemma?
I have a hangout with King Crocoduck and maybe Vadim tonight, offline. It'll probably last until 8 o'clock. Then I'm supposed to have a hangout with a friend of mine, so I don't think I can tonight. Unless it's before, like at 4 or something. What time are you planning on doing it?
7:30.
We might be done by then.
What time zone?
Pacific?
Yeah, the only time zone that matters.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah,
maybe I could do it. Maybe if you can
else is on a different one.
Maybe if you can postpone it to 8, I can.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we'll try that.
All right, maybe.
Send the link, see if he actually shows up.
Yeah. Actually, I just thought about it, and yeah, the nature thing that doesn't really get rid of the.
Oh, and if anybody else wants to do debates, let me know. We are going to be doing more debates, obviously, because Kent wants to do debates, and the Great Debaters want to do debates. And G-Man always complains we don't do enough debating. So we're going to do actual debates. One of them is going to be Marshall Mathers and not Eminem. And
oh, my God.
I know. I wish it was.
When is that debate? Actually, I want to talk.
Christian Anarchist and him is supposed to be, I think it's on the 8th. I have to check my calendar. I'm actually using calendar. I did not know Windows 10 had a calendar feature like Android. I found it the other day. I was like, holy shit, this is great because I like the calendar feature in Android. So I'm actually using that now. I think it's on the 7th of next month or the 8th. I'm not sure. I will find out for you guys. But anybody else wants to have debates, all you got to do is message me what kind you want, formal, informal, what's the topic, when you want to have it, and we'll start having much more actual argumentation.
Actually make it the actual great debate community of the great
I'm cool
yell
with
at
that.
each other community.
Fuck off!
That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Make the great debate community great again.
Make the great debate great again. Making great debate again. Yeah, there you go. Making great debate great again.
That was actually funny.
Hey,
great before?
Yeah, Zulu can throw one out there every so often. Give him props.
It teach True.
Yeah, it teaches True to have a sense of fucking humor, dude. I've never seen that boy laugh.
Even G-Man has a good sense of humor.
G-Man can laugh, but most of us laugh on air is fake.
He'll laugh hysterically. My goodness.
But when have you ever heard Ronnie crack a fucking joke?
He's pretty serious pretty much all the time.
Oh my god. His blood pressure must be fucking like 200 over fucking 120 or some shit.
He's Batman.
Unless that one thing where he was trying to show I guess how quote unquote rich he is was supposed to be a joke.
Oh god, the Popeyes thing really backfired. He should have lied. I legit think he should have lied.
Greg, where on the scale of greatness is Popeyes versus restaurants?
-2.
Yeah.
Okay, but on the scale of fast food restaurants, where is it?
-4.
-2.
On the scale of chicken restaurants, where is it?
6.
-pi.
No, you can't have negative pi. Come on, don't just go messing with Ronnie. So you're right. Somebody with that kind of money like he has, why would they run straight to Popeyes?
If God can make a square circle, and he can have negative pi.
All right,
yeah, there you go.
Such an odd statement. When I think of fancy restaurants, like the fanciest restaurant I ever went to was actually last year. Speaking of which, I went to a place called Three Forks in Houston, and everyone in there looked like they could buy my entire family during slavery. So I mean, it's just like it's
like 7-course meals.
I'm gonna go there. So what were you saying, Drag? They were white.
What did that generally run? What would a family of 4 black people run back then with the current exchange rates?
Well, right now I think 150 per pound, but you know.
Oh, it went by pound? Oh shit, dude, you'd be worth bank.
I thought it was by carrot.
Heck no. That's per pound. When I say pound, muscle.
Okay. So basically,
fat doesn't. Yeah.
Basically, you were like a buy one get one free. Then you just somebody else buy one, you come with them. Okay, that's fair.
They could eat me if they get hungry during a extreme famine. But no, like I think one steak in there was the lowest steak was $59.99, and I think the top steak in there was $120. I think that was just
$120 for a motherfucking steak.
Yeah, that's Kobe steak.
Yeah, that's Kobe.
That was it was Wagyu, I think it's called WAGYU. Annabelle knows about it. She was the one who was culturing me on what that is.
You know what? I got a top sirloin and I think it's styling.
Space OF space MONY.
I occasionally will buy myself a splurge, $5 steak, and I'll be like, I'm living the high life. So yeah, $100 steak. Fuck.
I like sushi. I go do sushi.
Oh, I love sushi. Yeah, but I haven't had sushi in ages. But if somebody does a super chat or live chat or cash me or PayPal, I am doing another rum and coke night next week. So anything that they send me will go to that rum and coke, and maybe I'll get some sushi and
I'll make sure I bottle this time.
Yeah.
I
love that rum and coke night. I've had 2, and I'm telling you, people have loved it, dude. The second one, people still talk about it. So we are going to continue that. They are fun. I thoroughly enjoyed that. That's when you just say fuck it and have fun, right?
Mm-hmm. Get drunk and see what happens.
Were you tempted to drink excessively during the Kent Hovind debate?
I think more snort cocaine or something at that point, or at least take psychedelics. I couldn't. Obviously, I couldn't interject.
I can understand that.
Yeah, I could only. I'm only allowed to really, when I debate mod, I only facilitate the conversation. If it gets into a quagmire or just needs a clarification, I only had to clarify one thing, and they're all both fine with that. But I can't really go, for fuck's sake, Kent, this is basic general relativity, right? I can't do it. I can say what I want in the group chat, but you guys can't see that.
General relativity does.
At least you guys didn't have to listen to G-Man, like on the phone, call you on your phone while that debate was going on.
What did G-Man think about that? Is he pissy that Hovind's been doing that on my channel? Is that why he's like making this shit up about me and going on Drunken Peasants?
No, it's just like Kent Hovind on. You won't let him on.
No, G-Man called me because he was upset about Sam, because I'm Sam's keeper, evidently.
Oh,
you're like his vent. You're like You're like his vent. Like whenever he has a problem, he calls you.
Well, he can't call Matt Dillahunty anymore.
And Matt Dillahunty won't call him either. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess
what they said.
I'm like one of his arch enemies right now.
We all talk a lot off. We all talk a lot off air. So I'm not complaining about G-Man doing that, but I think the discussions we have off air is a lot different than what I can imagine with G-Man. Because G-Man just seems like he's the same little emotionally stunted person off air as he is on, and just crying to people.
Well, I mean, I'm just a little bit pissy with him because what ended up happening is he contacted me, I guess, kind of privately before, because he wanted to get like here's the thing, I make like hip hop, and he wanted me to make an instrumental for him for one of his raps, and I was like, okay, whatever. So I made one, and it's actually pretty good, so it might be one of the best things you'd hear out of him if he'd use it. But after we had our debate, yeah, he doesn't want to use it anymore.
I think he dicked you. I think he dicked you on your debate, if you want my honest opinion.
No, after the debate, though, I mean, because the thing is that he didn't like the fact that he used to go by that Keefe's character.
Yeah, but he was doxing you a little bit, and I felt that was uncalled for.
Wait, do you use Fruit Loops to make beats?
Yes, I do.
I need this. If you go tutorial how to use, because I'm trying to make music, but it's so hard, man.
No, there's a whole bunch of tutorials on YouTube. Just look. I mean, the programs.
Yeah, but they're all whack. Like they don't tell you in depth.
People still use Fruity Loops?
I was about to explain to him that the program has actually gotten a lot better since its early days.
Dude, I was messing with that when I was in high school. This is way
Thaddeus
before 2006.
how about he gives you
make
a tutorial video? Make your own tutorial.
I can just recommend a few channels that actually do proper tutorials. They don't just say, "Oh, look at me do this." I know what I know what you're talking about. Hilarious, because I'll look at YouTube and it's like all different videos, and it's like, yeah, you're not really showing me anything. You're just kind of showing off. But if you actually look at the YouTube channels, John Miller Productions, Busy Works Beats, they actually sit down and show you what to do. So those are actually some good channels.
Beats for Jesus. Beats for Jesus.
It's like I'm used to using like simple things like on the Macintosh music thing. Those are so simple to use, but then when you go to Fruit Loops, it's like the keys and everything is just so complicated.
No, I know what you mean.
All right, make a video on it. I'm going to be ending this, guys. I want to thank everybody for dropping by. Anybody want to carry on with another hangout afterwards, let me know, and I will give them the information. We still have 75 people that are probably bored today for whatever reason.
I'm doing a hangout tomorrow, by the way.
All right, well, Zulu's doing a hangout tomorrow. I'm not tomorrow. I will be preparing for some graphic stuff. I'm going to try to do the debate through OBS, not making any promises, especially with the chat the way it is now, because I kind of wanted to get our chat and Casey's, or excuse me, Kent's chat. But if it's not feasible, I'll just do it the normal way and then worry about it afterwards.
Someone could run a hangout on how to use Fruity Loops.
There you go. Yeah. But
Zulu, what's that hangout tomorrow going to be about? What are you talking about?
It's going to be another comment in politics, talking to crazy people who think white people are genetically modified. So if you want to come and have a laugh.
So see, we
same dude that I was talking to the other day.
We talked to crazy young earthers, and he talks to crazy commit. There's a synergy there. Do you see there? There's correlation.
That's way more
that's a low blow.
Fruity Loops.
Even creationists have people to laugh at. That's what we forget. There's always a
Oh, that's a good quote. Even creationists have people to laugh at. Flat earthers, yeah. That's true.
God, you guys are funny.
Comedist. Those people are a little whack job. I don't know much about that particular stuff, but what I have looked into, I'm like, no. I was even asking Drag, I was like, they don't really believe this shit. He's like, oh yeah, dude, I'm telling you. I'm like, come on, Drag. No, come on, you can fuck with me. Don't fuck with me. Tell me the truth here. He's like, no, they do believe this. I was like, holy shit.
Do you mean people that believe?
Like one of the guys tried to argue with Dragno about the genetic, what's it called, skin color.
Melanin.
And he just, oh my gosh, it was just terrible.
These people were scary.
That stuff is fun.
He tried.
Oh my
say that.
God,
he didn't know anything about genetics whatsoever. Like I wasn't even offering anything that you couldn't find on the Wikipedia page. Because I think after I sat down and thought about it, he had a misunderstanding of what an adaptation is. So he was under the impression that once an organism gains an adaptation, it becomes fully adapted to whatever, this niche is that it's found. And I'm like, there's no such thing as a full adaptation.
As someone who's like half black myself, I find all this black centric stuff, like the whole melanin arguments, is very entertaining.
I find it to be.
Have you seen the guys that say you can levitate if you can tap?
No, I have not seen that.
Oh God, stop! Stop!
You're not even close to that.
Stop!
They say that white people were genetically modified first by some black witch doctor who.
Yeah, big head scientist.
But honestly, these are the people that I talk to, man. Like,
they spliced.
If you see the
dude, they spliced white people's genetics with that of demons. What was it? No, they spliced. Aliens, aliens with demons.
That alien guy, like
And I'm like, this is like L. Ron Hubbard level bat bullshit, right? And people buy into this.
Yeah,
Steve. Honestly, you guys should come if you want to have a laugh, man.
How is that not any different than if I said, I don't even have to say this because I know people put it on a soundboard. But how is it any different than me saying, well, black people are from the devil or something like that? How is it any fucking different to have that level of fucking stupidity?
Because you don't have lore behind it, that's why.
Oh, fuck.
You gotta make ancient history. You gotta make like a documentary. You gotta use like.
Come on.
Oh,
you gotta come.
I'm sorry.
I think it's because the press are trying to be the.
You know what? I tell you what. We disagree on a lot of shit, but I'm so glad we don't have to deal with that racial bullshit that you find over on like Discord that they thrive on with Dionysus and Iron Nation.
Oh, that's why on the other side, though. That's on the other side. That's like
I hate
the
that.
white-centric stuff.
But what's the difference? They're the same goddamn shit.
They try to approach it more from a scientific angle than the alien lore.
It's not.
It's all the same bullshit.
Yes, it's just
they're not saying
it's
aliens.
all the same bullshit.
But the point is, I don't on this channel. I don't deal with any of that nonsense. right? I mean, if people want to talk about actual legit problems out there dealing with race, I'm okay with that. There are legit problems, right? But that level of bullshit, I don't want to have anything to do with. I find it to be repugnant. I really honestly do.
The only reason why I attack it is because they claim that all that stuff, Christianity was used as a slavery tool to get people, even though that Christianity was heavily involved in abolishing
It was the
slavery.
alien overlords.
But yeah,
you're not reading super chats anymore.
What
MP? You picked a good time.
What
to join.
what MP?
You're not reading super chats anymore. Huh?
I can't. No. My chats are not working right now very well. It keeps on giving me unable to connect with a lot of other people. I've been refreshing, so I just got this. So I refreshed for you. MP for $2 has said that he loves true empiricism.
Yeah.
I will read. Okay, fine. I will read it. I will read it. I love true empiricism. I am so easily be bought. Fuck you all. God.
I guess $2. Holy crap!
For $2, I could be easily bought. You know?
It's funny. I can't wait to hear you use that. He's like, and see, even Steve loves me.
Exactly.
Gotta get Pew to make that soundboard.
You buy Steve a bottle of fifth of vodka, and he'll get in your back seat.
Yeah, give me
cheap. It don't matter.
$10 so I can buy my rum and whatever the kicker is to have me say that I believe that you could be an atheist and still believe in a God. Then we'll talk. You know.
Okay.
Someone could get a soundbite of that and just use that as confirmation.
Yeah, no, I'll say it and let them try, right? I don't mind that because that's false editing, but I have a rule. You put it out there, and as long as there's certain things I will not say. Obviously, if you want to throw some shit like dealing with just illegal stuff or whatever, I'm not going to say. But for the most part, I'll say it.
So I'm just curious.
Someone for $1 said that I should say that MP is a fuckwad. There you go. No, I'm kidding.
3 minutes. Hold on. Wait. For her minutes, right? She literally read off Wikipedia and off a book, and then she said, "What you gotta say?"
What about Wikipedia?
And then like, she was just saying things like, Christianity came from Buddhism, it came from this and that. She was just all.
Who is saying
that? Are you talking about oh God, what's her name?
Africa Goddess.
Oh, that person.
Oh, Africa Goddess. Yeah, she's hilarious.
I like African Goddess.
I'm in love with African Goddess. That's why
I like African Goddess though.
But Steve. Apparently, to her, women are gods and men are not.
Dude, don't stick your dick in crazy, okay? But I like her.
Zulu wants to hit it with that Zulu.
I know he does.
She's 26. Are you crazy?
She will learn you. She will learn you so much.
She sounds like a drug dealer.
She got a nice voice. I bet she's got a
sounds like a drug dealer, dude.
Hey Zulu, get it.
Zulu, the teeth are probably black.
Come on, Zulu, get a picture from her. You can do it. Come on, show us your game.
No, Steve, she's your age, man. She's in your age range. Come on, dude.
Really inappropriate.
I appreciate that. Actually, a little young, but I appreciate that. People would say 26 is probably too young for me. Whatever. I disagree, but
you'll be really woke by her, bro.
Well, we have a new hot.
Dude, she just sounds like she's got like donkey breath, man.
We have a new cutie in the great debate. That Lemay, I don't know how to exactly say it, but Lemay.
Oh, the Arab girl. That's
the Arab girl.
Nutrition science.
Yeah, she's pretty. Yeah,
oh yeah,
real nice. Real nice too.
Like I'm very, very like I've got preferences.
Really
very, very gay.
MP, come on, man.
You left it open.
Come on,
you did.
Man.
You were. Come on. You know better to leave a pause there, right? He's like, I got this. I've got this one.
I think I got
We're very accepting here.
Of course. Hey, well, okay. So we have somebody I don't recognize.
I would accept that abomination.
Zero.
Hey, the other day we were talking, and Zulu said that he wouldn't suck dick for $4 million. And I said, Zulu,
for $4 million, I'll suck dick and give you anal for $4 million.
I would be a bitch for like a week for $4 million.
Goddamn right.
You can rent me.
Goddamn
Well,
right.
You guys don't have standards, man. Like,
For $4 million, no. I was so.
He's probably working at some ice cream shop for like $5 an hour and shit. And for $4 million, he wouldn't suck a dick.
I will be the pivot man to every one of you for $4 million super chat.
Money isn't everything to me. I just want to make it into heaven.
Dignity is also important.
Do you know what? You lose the dignity after about 30. Hit 30, your dignity is not a big deal anymore.
Dude, all these material things, they're not gonna give you satisfaction, man. Just tell you that right now.
You know what? You know what would give me satisfaction? Not having student loans.
Yeah, $4 million.
That's true. $4 million could buy my satisfaction.
Yeah, damn right. I'm on board with MP on this one.
I tell you, the richest man in the world is not happy.
Yeah, I mean, MP and I will. I tell you what. I tell you what. MP and I will do. MP and I will do a fucking porno. I'll be a power bottom for $4 million each. Okay, I'm cool with that.
Okay. And I would even wear a bow tie too. I would do it in a bow tie.
I'd high heels and I'll put on stockings.
Because I'm classy.
Yeah.
You've got no pride, no dignity.
As long as it's tax free though. It has to be tax free. It has.
Don't let that speak for everybody.
It has to be tax free. It has to be tax free.
Let's have a vote. Who would do it? Yes or no?
I would.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
$4 million?
$4 million? Yeah, sure. Why not? I need the money.
Yeah.
So basically, majority of the people in this room have no standards and have no pride.
No, we have wait. We have standards. Our standards is $4 million.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So all you need is a 4 and a 6 zeros, and then you just start doing crazy things.
All that really spoke was just Steve and MP and that. You said
that's why I asked let's have a vote. Yeah. That's why I said let's have a vote.
So Zulu, I have a question for you.
Oh, never mind.
You'd be less happy, I think, if you didn't have your computer right now. Am
Well,
I correct?
I want to play games. I want to play games though.
I got a better question.
I believe that you would suddenly be less happy.
I got a better question. Zulu. It's this. Like people have said, if the Bible says 2 + 2 = 5, they'll believe it because the Bible says it. If the Bible says you have to suck dick to get to heaven, would you do it?
The Bible wouldn't say that.
That's not my question. That's not my question. If it's a it's a theoretical, or it's
but the hypothetical question has to make sense.
It does make sense.
Hypothetical.
That's why it's hypothetical.
It's like asking, can you build a rock that you can't lift?
No, that's a totally different thing.
No, that's
a completely different thing. It is a
hypothetical universe.
God damn it! Shut up, people. Shut up. It is possible. It is possible.
May I have permission to reform Steve's question for you, Zulu?
Well, let me throw this out there real quick. Let me throw it out real quick. It is possible, in some possible world, that the Bible says in order to get to heaven, you have to suck dick.
Well, that's not necessarily true, because if God's immutable and he's the basis of all reality, then he can't change.
It is possible. It is possible. It is possible.
Tell him. You tell him, bro. Tell him, Frank.
Now, do you?
Tell him.
I have a better way.
Go ahead. How do you want to phrase it? So because he's trying to have this wiggle. Yeah, he has this wiggle room.
Steve, if you're gonna ask a question, put some thought into it and make it deal, dude.
I'm going like this simple.
To be fair, like
Heretic, go ahead.
Zulu, can you hear me clearly?
I can hear you with your pedo voice.
With my what? I'm sorry.
Wow. You're like Zulu. Can you hear me clearly?
Yeah, I'm making sure you can hear me. Just so you understand, I apologize. This is my very first time in the Hangout. This is all new to me, okay? It's not a Toyota.
Well, I did hear you in the comments saying some crap about me. That's why I'm being like this to you, by the way.
What crap did I say? I apologize.
Oh, Zulu's an idiot. Zulu needs education. Zulu's dumb.
It's a fact.
Zulu, shut up, pseudo. Go ahead. Everybody, shut up. Let him ask his question.
I make an effort never to be offensive. I never said any such thing. If you'd like, you can scroll up. I have it all saved as well.
Canada, go ahead.
I'd like to ask.
You liar.
Ask a question.
The Bible. I assume you're talking about the Christian Bible. So, if the Bible were to ask of you to do something that you currently disapprove of, would you do it?
No, because then it wouldn't be the Bible.
What? Yeah. I don't know if that's...
Are you saying that currently the Bible contains nothing that you disapprove of? It asks nothing.
Wow. Because even my mom's not on that level.
So would you kill someone who works on the Sabbath? Zulu, would you
That's
kill
the problem. You don't know the context. You don't know the Masonic. You don't know the prophecies, the Masonic context. So when you see stone gaze, that's what you're gonna take from it. That's the problem.
Hey, I gotta hang on.
Old Testament stuff is kind of a fallacious
If that is the case, if that is the case, first of all, you're being dishonest by not wanting to answer a hypothetical question. But I'm okay with this.
Well, no, it's not necessarily dishonest.
You're asking a question that doesn't work in my worldview. It doesn't work.
That's fine. That is perfectly fine with me. If that is the case, Zulu, if that is your answer, then you are okay with a man saying, "Yes, God, I will go kill my son because you said so." You're okay with a man making that decision.
But did he actually kill him? Was the end result
That's
death?
not the
I'm not
question.
asking what the end result was. I'm asking about his decision. He made that decision, did he not? He said, "Yes, I will do it." Right?
Yes.
He thought it was okay to do it because he was told to. Right?
There's also a purpose behind that as well, because if you look at the symbiotic, if you look at the let me teach you something. If you look at the symbiogy, who does Abraham? Wait, hold on. Who does Abraham represent?
It doesn't matter who Abraham represents.
Okay, stop.
Answer the question.
Stop. Zulu, I want you to answer no, not you, Ganonor, not you. Zulu, I want you to answer.
This is
Zulu. Stop up. I want you to answer a fucking direct question for once in your life, or this, we're done with it. Okay. Always asking you.
This is Discord all over again.
Always asking you.
This doesn't have to be brought down with a hammer. This can be simple. This doesn't have to be about religion. It doesn't have to be about your religion or anyone else's politics. This is a simple question. Are you okay with a man deciding to do something that you disapprove of simply because he was told? Whether he went through with it or not, he intended to do it, and he said, "Yes, I'll do it simply because I was told to." And
if God says it, then yes.
Well, at the end of the story, God stops him, and he says, "Now I know that you fear me."
That's nice. I don't care. All that matters to me is the man said, "Yes, I will do something that you disapprove of." He didn't know that he was going to be stopped at the end. For all he knew, he would have to go through with it. All that matters is a man agreed to do something that you disapprove of simply because he was told.
If somebody
that's why I want to.
Well, how about this?
You disapproved of? Would you do it?
If
somebody told you to.
A little bit more context, Frank. Hang on. When the Amalekites were being killed, when the God commanded armies to go out and kill people, right, in the name of God, and take the women and the children and rape them and all this other stuff, which did happen. That's in the Bible.
No, not rape.
Oh, really?
Rape.
Don't be stupid, Zulu.
Of course.
Watch Scarlett's video conversation with the hilarious Zulu, and you'll find out.
It's surprise sex.
Yeah, it's surprise sex. Hello, you saying no, but I'm gonna have sex with you anyways.
They gave them a month.
Yeah, Zulu. I'm just realizing now that I don't think you've actually read the Bible.
I have. They gave them a month to mourn before they were married.
Oh wait, they give them
arguably rape. Like at that point,
I believe it's 2 months to mourn.
If I kill some chick's husband and then I give her a month to grieve and then I forcibly have sex with her, it's not rape anymore.
According to Zulu.
No, they wouldn't take.
According to Zulu.
No, wait. That's out of context because they would only take the ones that weren't married. So that's not even true.
That doesn't stop it from
where's the point where it's not rape?
Wow, okay.
Where's the point?
Guys, Zulu has a point. Allow me to fix it. Zulu has a point. So if I take a 13-year-old girl and kill her father and give her a month to mourn and then forcibly have sex with her, then it's not rape.
According to Zulu.
It's not forced. That's not how it works. If you actually read the Bible, instead of looking at evilbible.com, you actually understand how it works instead of just reading evilbible.com.
How it actually works.
I've never went to evilbible.com and read that stuff. So
this isn't no, go and kill Christians and infidels and all that kind of garbage.
Right.
Like
some of us actually have Bibles sitting on our desks.
So you do agree, though.
Read them. Then.
All right, let's find out. Let's find out where Zulu stops agreeing. You agree that God commanded these people to go out and kill people. You do agree with that, right?
Yes,
100%. Okay, you do agree that if they killed the husband, the woman had a month. I thought it was 2 months, but it could be a month to mourn, and then they would take that wife to be their husband, they would marry them off and take the kids of their own, right?
Yes.
Okay. If the woman did not agree to this and did not want this and still was forced to do it and have sex unwillingly, that is not rape, or it is rape?
Hold on.
No, hold on. Let me answer that. He asked me a question, Seth. So
I know, but you're both wrong here.
No, he asked me a question. I'll correct him. I know where he's wrong.
That's fine.
I'll correct him. I know where he's wrong. He asked me the question. First,
you already agreed to it, so you're both wrong on this.
Okay. So, do you want me to answer the question, Steve, or do you want to let this guy talk for me?
If Seth can reformulate it a little bit more correctly, I'm fine with that.
Yeah, it's my understanding. Then I don't know why you agreed to the Zulu, because what Steve proposed to you is wrong, as far as I could tell. God told them to take the women that have not known a man,
the virgins,
biblically, right?
Okay.
That's what I told
that wouldn't be. So that wouldn't be. No, that's not. You just agreed.
So you came in. I told him.
Steve just proposed
right.
taking a married woman,
okay,
killing her husband.
Did I not tell you earlier that they were virgins? Did I not tell you earlier that they were virgins? Yes,
I think Larry should have gone first, so then Seth could say his point.
But Seth makes the point. Seth is right. It wasn't the husbands they killed. It was the family or the father. Whoever it was that they killed off wasn't the husband, because it was unmarried women that they took. Right, Seth?
Because I actually said that before you came in, Seth. I actually said that.
Okay, we agree. We all agree.
You just agreed to him just now.
Okay, well,
he made a mistake.
That's fine. That's fine. Small point of contention. They took the women. They gave the women a month to grieve, and then even if the women did not want to have sex, they had sex with them. Would you agree with that?
No.
No.
You know why?
Sure.
Because
I'll hear this one.
They would be obligated to. They wouldn't have a choice, because
that's called rape.
Have a choice is,
Someone doesn't have a choice. That's the same as
wait, hold on. The problem you make as well is, let me explain this quickly. Just because someone marries someone doesn't mean they raped them. It just means they're married. Well, it depends on if they choose to do what they have to do, they do what they have to do.
Okay, so
Let me continue the point. Let me reiterate the point that I'm trying to make. Let me continue the point I'm trying to make.
So you can't have rape in marriage?
The reason why it's not, because if you were to go into a village and pillage and leave the women just lying there with burnt buildings and everything, they're going to have to fend for them. They won't be able to fend for themselves. Where are they going to go? What are they going to do?
Holy shit.
You take them in and you...
Zulu, your sense of morality is wretched.
You rape them to save
really bad.
You have such a low...
And you throw around the word...
You have such a low sense of morality.
Do you realize how bad you sound right now?
You throw around that word. No, hold on. You throw around that word like you know that they actually did that, when you don't know that. You really don't know that.
Okay, so if their villages being pillaged and you're leaving them destitute, you consider it mercy for them to be
yeah, I'm going to destroy all you have, and then I'm going to take you away for the mercy and rape you.
You leave them in a village where everything's banned, or you take them in and feed them and then become part of the family. What do you think's worse?
Why do you have to have sex with them to take them in and feed them?
Yeah, you could have just...
That's not a glaring problem. The glaring problem is we burnt down the village in the first place.
Okay,
yes. The reason why they did that is because of revenge.
Why do you have to have sex, Zulu? Why do you have to have sex?
The reason why they went to the Amalekites. The reason why, if you look at the context, which you don't do as atheists, the reason why they went to the Amalekites.
Okay, I'm done. I'm done.
So what are you going to do? You're going to make a false claim,
no, I'm
and you're not going to let the Christian address.
Yeah, I'm done. General, everybody else, if you want to continue this conversation on General's channel or Wayne's channel, be my guest, because this has gotten to be batshit fucking stupid that I have a person in here with this low of morals saying that he's trying to justify rape because they go in, they burn a bunch of people's house, they burn their field, and then they say out of some humanitarian reason.
Rape. That's your problem, Steve.
Some humanitarian.
No.
Wait, I've just come back. What's the topic?
This guy is trying to say that the Amalekites in Samuel was raped. Like, come on, man.
You're gone. I'm done. I don't want to be talked over. If you want to go have a hangout, Zulu, with the rest of them, start your own hangout. Wayne or General be my guest.
Well, he's not even here anymore.
Well, I kicked him out. I'm not going down this rabbit hole because I'm ending the feed. So whoever wants to have a hangout, let me know now. I'll give you the guys the link in the live feed. Wayne, do you want to have one, or General? Or Seth?
He could, because maybe I can see like a reasonable Christian's response to what that says in the Bible.
All right, you guys figure it out, but I'm not going down that rabbit hole and let Zulu sit there and bullshit saying that it's not rape. It's fucking rape. It's fucking rape, people.
What did you kick Zulu out?
Because he wouldn't let me fucking end the feed, and he kept trying to. I kept muted him twice, and he kept unmuting. Okay, he needs to fucking learn that if I mute him and I'm ending the feed, I'm ending the feed. Continue the conversation somewhere else.
Okay? Zulu has a problem with when he gets upset, he just starts talking and he won't stop.
Right.
Everyone who knows Zulu knows he has a problem with
So
this.
the only way to end it is to kick him out because I'm ending the feed anyway, so it's not a big deal. So General, if you want to continue this, I'm in your channel. I'll send people over to your channel. But I want to think about.
I don't even know what it is. I was AFK.
We'll fill you in afterwards. We'll let you guys know if there's. All right. We'll figure you guys in afterwards. Anyways, a lot of people watching. Great show today. I didn't expect to be that fun, but it really was. Rum and Coke night next week. Probably, I don't know. We'll find what night it is, but don't miss that, and don't miss the debate. And you guys are awesome. And like I said, any time you want to donate $1 or two to my Patreon or to PayPal or to Cash Me, please do. I mean, we're putting a lot of work in this wiki pages, and I hope you guys get some enjoyment out of that as well. So by all means, check that out. And anyways, I'm done.